Hello, Internet, and welcome to Hearts of Stone. We're here to play some Blades in the Dark as usual. We're very excited to have you all with us. We are going to be continuing our game here in a second, but as usual, let's talk about what's going on the channel before we get going. If you joined us this morning, we had another episode of the Queer Chronicles of the Strixhaven Quartet. And I'll let Van talk more about what's going on there, but you should tune in with us in the mornings for that. Our next regular scheduled stream, if you like what you see here today, will be on Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be returning to Red Jenny, hopefully, fingers crossed. I normally run that game, but I will be relinquishing the driver's seat for the next 2 weeks while Sita runs our crew through a little origin story for the Red Jenny, which is a larger origin story for the Red Jenny.
Hey, I heard you like origin story.
it's an origin inception. But join us for that on Monday, please. Assuming, again, everyone's feeling healthy and relaxed and we can do this game this week. The rest of the week should be normal. I think our schedule should be updated below our faces. If you're watching us live on Twitch, you can see everything that we have scheduled, the games we play, what we do, and when we do it. So you should stick around for all those. I don't think I have any other big announcements for this week other than our normal stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to my lovely players here to talk about who they are, what they do on and off this channel, and who they are playing tonight, starting with Van.
That's me. Hi, I'm Van. You can find me on the internet at Van but Wilder, pretty much wherever you can find people on the internets. Mostly hang out in the Discord and stream on Twitch several times a week. Sunday nights on twitch.tv/hackrecklessly, where we're playing Dungeons and Dragons in the return for the final season of Playthings of the Gods, which has been very fun so far. And then here, a few times a week, playing in games and running Dungeons and Dragons on Sunday mornings before this show. We just finished up the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and we did a little interlude today. Said goodbye to Willoughby Wanderfoot and sent him home, but had the return of another beloved member of the quartet, Giselle. She's back. We're very excited. Sid's back with us, and yeah, we're gonna do a couple of the high-level Candlekeep mysteries. So we'll be starting that next week. So come hang out. It'll be really fun. But tonight I am playing Glass, who is the Whisper.
I think I'm next. Hey, I am Christina Sid. You can find me on the internets at Greek Sid. I am here back for double feature Saturdays and on Mondays. Today I am playing Salome. Salome is our spider.
Hello everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter, Twitch, and most other social medias. Today I'm playing Fume. They're the leech. He goes by he, him. I go by he, him. We're both menaces in disguise.
That just leaves me. Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on the Indoor Adventurer stream, but today you can find me here playing as Grackle, who is our hound, DanaeKeener.com.
And I am Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Crown, lurking around the internet. I am here a few days a week. I run 3 games on this channel currently. Other than this game, I already talked about Red Jenny. I also just started running last week, our 4th season of Neon Souls. This one completely divorced from the other seasons. We're doing Star Wars 5e. Probably do that around like 10 episodes. You should come hang out with us for that. Had a really strong start to it last week. Our next session will be a week from this coming Wednesday. So, but I think it's time to get started. Y'all ready? All righty. Sorry, I just had to throw a roll in the chat there because I forgot to do that pre-stream. Previously on
What does it mean?
we'll get to that in a second. Previously on Hearts of Stone, the obedient servants were in the midst of a job. We had done our engagement roll the week before. It hadn't gone well, so we started off on a pretty shaky grounds. The four of you were in the process of breaking in to the city council offices, city hall, to dig up information on the Baron, and specifically his business through in the Ministry of Sparkcraft and Development. You, upon breaking in your very well planned heist, had learned that you weren't the only people breaking in to City Hall this night, as a group of other thieves, skulks, were already in process of doing so, led by a member of the church. This quickly led to things getting out of hand. Some of you posing as members of the church. Salome, using her new ability to change her appearance, granted her by one of the Forgotten Gods, and infiltrated this group, being sent here to help them. Meanwhile, or Fume joining you in that effort. Meanwhile, Glass and Grackle posed as, well, I guess Glass posed as a member of the Blue Coats to infiltrate security at in the off hours at the council hall, and got a bit of a tour of the building, while Grackle was skulking around in the dark. There was way too much for me to recap. Everything got a bit complicated. There were some close calls with the patrolling automatons, the hulls that have been set to guard the building. The groups merged, alliance or personas were established. Grackle broke into the Baron's office through an elaborate escape room puzzle, and it all culminated in this in Glass and Salome escorting this priest of the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh out of the building, who Glass promptly murdered, as signified or marked by the demon they had made a deal with. Meanwhile, Grackle was discovered by this crew of skulks as they were trying to break into the Baron's office. Fume was able to seal them into the office as Grackle escaped back through a secret entrance, making fully establishing his persona of clockwork, and you left them to be apprehended, arrested, or maybe even killed by the automatons and bluecoats guarding the building. All successful in the end. You got your information, learning about some of the business, what the Baron is up to with the ministry, and some of the people investing, what is being requisitioned. And probably the most interesting piece of evidence for your group was that the research, the development of the holes being used in the ministry's new Hearthstone spectral transferal spectral registry system, that these holes were utilizing the very designs of Dr. Bertrand Faust. All of that having happened, we cut now to downtime in post-job. Y'all have successfully got your score. I think we did payoff last time. We did rep. We did your entanglement, and established that your group is now under threat of going to war with another faction. We'll get to all that in a second. But I think we should just start off here with going ahead and knocking out those downtime actions. I believe from where we decided last week, because we were talking about it, I don't remember, was that on stream or off stream? Should we recap what we were talking about with the going to war? don't remember if we did that on stream or not with your
I'm
entanglement.
pretty sure it was on. Pretty sure it was
stream?
on.
The basic gist of it was with the entanglement that y'all chose, you essentially are under threat or going to be under threat of going to war with another faction you have a negative reputation with. Because of this, it's going to affect some of your downtime activities and all that good stuff. But I believe all of you will, because of the job happening on your turf, will end up with 2 downtime actions instead of the 1 you would normally be limited to. So does anyone have any idea of what they want to do with their downtime? I know a couple of you probably do, because you are currently without vice purveyors, and that stress definitely racked up last session. So who wants to go first?
I would like to put up a long-term project to find a new vice purveyor.
What? No, really? Yeah, you can definitely do that. Let me see. Do you have an idea of what you would like your what would you like your vice to be?
Oh, I get to change my vice.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah, you can change your vice. You could change that to something else. And
I'd like to change my vice to obligation.
Ooh, okay. What? How are you interpreting obligation?
I have just found out that I was murdered for my research. I'm going to essentially corkboard, red string, don't sleep, energy drink only, research my demise.
Interesting. Okay, so you're saying obligation is like digging into your past and trying to figure out like what happened there.
Yeah, like he could have just approached me and asked if I was willing to like sell. Why didn't he? Why did I have to die?
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's fair. We can do that. So your vice is essentially like generically like conspiracy theories.
I'm going on Reddit and browsing the conspiracy boards.
Yeah.
Well, if you were gonna do it anyway, and you can lump it in with self-care, I mean that's good, right? So
Yeah. I do.
I
like
lurk
that.
on the conspiracy theory boards. I do not post. I do not talk about what I read. I
feel
lurk.
I feel like it's less
consume.
it's less obligation and more obsession.
Also, hilariously, I forgot I had changed my purveyor for Stupor to Melvier.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had.
Melvier's done with your shit, dude.
Yeah.
No
Well,
more.
I think actually, you know what it was, because I think you changed your purveyor when you initially tapped your vice, and we're switching over to Melvier. And before I retconned and realized that I needed to be making y'all actually
Do
do a
this stuff.
project to get a new vice purveyor. And so I think like narratively it makes sense. Like the option to go to Melvier for this was like a limited resource, so it carried you over a little bit. Now you're having to find something else to do to stress relief in this.
It's rather
downtime,
cathartic,
so-
actually.
What we're gonna do is for each of you, we're gonna start a 4-tick project clock for your vices. I'm just going to add one there. You get to go ahead, and so your first action is establishing the clock, and you get to make a roll on it. So I'm trying to think, like, with establishing this, I would kind of see this as like, or I guess, how do you see yourself like establishing this as your vice? Like, what kind of check are you going for?
Could I do it with coin? Essentially paying off like the people that he's like paying off the librarians to say that he wasn't there, going to like other
Interesting. So
people.
Doing it as like a wealth roll instead of one of your stats.
Yeah, like hiring a private investigator at
Sure.
out Steiner to be like, hey, could you look into this for me real quick?
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. So I think you just hit modest, right? With your
Yeah.
in the last shot. So is that two is that two full?
It's two,
Okay.
yeah.
So you get to roll 2 dice. You can push yourself for this if you want.
No thanks.
And then obviously you can spend coin to modify the results depending on what you get. But yeah, let's go ahead and
Sure.
roll that.
Cool. Select an action. It doesn't have a money thing, does it?
No, I don't know if the sheets actually let you
They
have
do
a
not.
built-in thing for rolling wealth. So it's just 2 dice, risky standard.
Yeah,
You can
I'm just
do a
gonna find.
fortune roll.
Oh yeah, that's true. Fortune. 1, 2.
Nice.
Success.
Damn, that's a
Yeah.
success. So you
That's
you get 3 ticks on your clock for that. You could spend a coin to turn that into a critical success, which would finish the clock.
I would like to spend one of my free research actions to add a pip to that clock.
Perfect. Yeah. You can do that. So that maxes it out. So for the cost of 1 action, Fume, yeah, you grease the right palms. You're trying to just like get the right information, making the connections you need to dig up the dirt you need, like at the university. And
He's hiring like postal people to deliver to different addresses so he can't get tracked down that easy.
yeah, perfect. So you have a new. Who do you want your purveyor to be? Do we have an established NPC, or do you have somebody else you want to make up as like your contact for this information?
Can we come back to me on it?
Sure. Yeah.
I want it to be a new
Could it
NPC.
could it be Pierce though? I mean, we just got in with him on getting,
Yeah,
Don't forget
Ooh.
there is.
we did
there,
just get in with him.
there
and
are
we
some-
do love him and want to see him all the time.
We love him a lot. I was gonna say, if you want somebody new, don't forget there is like a page of
Yeah.
sample vice purveyors in the
Yeah,
book,
yeah.
too.
One of the ones that you had as an option when you initially took your, and I don't remember if you have the page in the book, Van.
I think it's 155.
I think if you click on
wait.
your. Is it specifically like among the dangerous friends and rivals?
Yeah.
If you click on your bio, they should be
Listed there still.
listed there. Yeah.
Oh.
$2.99 of the book if you guys have the.
$2.99.
But yes.
Yeah, and so you're free to use one of those. You can come up with
Val, I just saw someone on my list.
something. Okay, who?
Eckerd, a corpse thief.
Interesting.
I wonder if I could hire them to get my old body back.
That's kind of their job.
Yeah, and I mean, generally, if you're trying to dig up information like around what is going on, because this is all connecting back to the Baron and stuff, but like somebody who it works with stealing corpses would just have a lot of information, gossip, rumors, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, that works.
And maybe we can ask him for some bones later.
Maybe, yeah. Let me add this person to my growing list of NPCs.
I
How do you
apologize.
spell Eckerd?
Eckerd. Eckerd.
All right, Fume's Vice Purveyor. Cool. I've switched all of my notes over to Notion.
Also, I can't change my vice from stupor over to Oh, yes I can. Never mind. You have to double click.
Double
yeah,
click
and
it.
you can edit too.
yeah.
Application.
Cool. So 1 action, Fume, you have your new Vice Purveyor. Excellent. We will circle back to you for your next one. Who wants to go? Do one of our other Vice people are dealing with their Vice want to go? Glass, go for
I
it.
need one.
So what are you sticking with your same Vice? Are you no? Want to change it?
I'm gonna change mine to weird.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd
That
forgotten
fits.
that one existed.
It's the season 2 mark where everything
I'm
changes.
gonna change mine
Huzzah!
to weird.
I need everyone's new outfits.
You experiment with strange essences, consort with rogue spirits, observe bizarre rituals or taboos, etc.
Yeah.
And I know who I would like to ask to be my new vice purveyor,
Oh, who?
Lord Skurlock.
That fits. Yeah.
I thought you were about to say the Dimmer Sisters. Like, whoa.
Thought about it, but
Lord
I need
Skurlock.
to update my notes.
Glass
for,
is, while they love books, Glass I think is more of a hands-on learner. And that man has a demon in his fucking basement.
Nah, that's true. And I mean, Lord Skurlock probably knows more about the occult and the arcane than most people in the city. Like second only to maybe like the Dimmer Sisters. Like that.
And I
Lord
already
Skurlock has
have
a lot of
2
information.
jobs, and I can't also become a Dimmer Sister, unfortunately.
That's fair. Yeah, I had to update my notes for Lord Skurlock because I still had him as a contentious relationship with Glass, but I think that has changed over the course.
Yeah,
because
he's
I think,
technically my rival, but
yeah, I don't think he's really a in a rival position anymore.
you made him much nicer than I was expecting.
I know. I mean, I had him in my notes as imperious, knowledgeable, and pretentious, and I don't know if I've played that really well with Lord Skurlock. He's ended up being a little more.
The pretentious part
Likeable.
came out like a little nerdy. Like,
Yeah, I think I leaned more into like nerdy and
The descriptors you have of him, I think, is what people assume he's going to be like.
yeah,
But he's not actually like that once you get to know him.
yeah.
it's Aang from The Last Airbender spinning the metal between his hands, Lord Skurlock style.
I really think that like sometimes you make notes for an NPC and you go by those notes. Sometimes the characters just like manifest as you create them.
Just
Characters
pop
tell
out of you.
what they're
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
They're like,
and
that's
what happened with
incorrect.
Skurlock.
This is who I am now.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just do it better.
Yeah. Perfect. So it'll be the same thing. We're going to do a project clock for you. I'm just
Okay.
going to edit Fumes.
Can I have
and
Fume's old clock?
Yeah, you can have Fume's old clock.
Wait, let me fix it. There you go.
So you need to make a check for your first attempt here. How do you see yourself going about convincing Lord Skurlock to be your essentially you're kind of approaching to be like a student of his, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think Glass just leans a lot on their... I was gonna say their previous relationship. They still have a relationship. The current nature of their relationship and how they've become like much more tangled up in each other's lives, and they've already gone to him once about this. And I think essentially is pitching it as, listen, like, you know, we have sort of a good setup going. I'm gonna continue to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not you like it. So if you want supervisory power over it, now's your chance.
Gotcha. So what check are you angling for?
I think, well, I mean, as much as I would love to do an attune, I think I could finagle it in the way of like almost like a demonstration, like, here's what I'm currently dealing with, here's what I'm working on, here's like how good I've gotten at ghost field shit.
Yeah.
Get in on the ground floor before I become God.
Yeah, I definitely think that works if you want to go with a tune.
I would love to roll a tune.
Go for it.
It's my favorite thing. The only one I have 4 in. Five.
Okay. So that will give you 2 ticks on this clock. Again, as with Fume, you have the option. You can either do another check with your second downtime action to finish that one off, or you could spend a coin to increase that to a 3. Either way, you wouldn't be finishing it this go around.
Okay.
If you pay the coin, I'll dump my last project tick into your clock so you can complete it.
If you want to.
Because you might want to use your next action to reduce some stress.
I have 4,
Oh, you have 4. Oh, Salome. I'll hold off on it because Salome and Grackle also have a crap ton of stress, and I'd
That
like to
might
clear
be-
one
But
of their...
I don't have to get a vice purveyor, and I have a freebie that I can give for downtime for somebody else too.
You could wait too.
Yeah.
If you want to stick with the 2, because either way, like you're probably going to be. Well, I guess either we could wait if you want to wait right now and see how Grackles goes.
Yeah. I'll hold off on
Yeah, let's do that.
pulling the trigger.
Okay. So we'll leave that for now. That's your first action.
Working on
Making some headway there. Grackle, you've also got to get a new vice purveyor. What
Sure do.
if you want to? Again, you don't have to. You can just like
But
chill
I could just coast along,
You could just
with
die.
this 2 stress.
with the 2 stress you have left.
Yeah. No, I think I probably should do that. I've been looking at my my friends and rivals list.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so I got 2 options here. I either stick with my my vice of obligation, and try and find like another purveyor for some bounty hunting, or I can follow the crowd and I can change my vice to something else temporarily. I don't want to give up bounty hunting. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, again, you still can do those things. It's just like your vice is like that is no longer your vice. It is something, it's a hobby.
Right. I think it'd be kind of fun to have a change for a little bit.
Sure.
But I'm calling it temporary. This isn't forever.
Yeah,
Grackle's gonna go back to bounty hunting eventually. She just needs to lay low for a little bit.
that's also fair.
So here's my idea, right?
Weird.
She gets a part-time job as a stable hand.
Oh my god.
And we'll call it luxury, because horses are a luxury in Duskfall.
Oh hell yeah!
Grackle's a horse girl era.
Okay.
Horse girl.
So you're wanting to you're offering to work as a stable hand, but it's really just to be close to the horses.
Yes,
Okay.
precisely that.
I love that.
She needs some horse therapy.
Okay.
For some reason, she's feeling weirdly nostalgic.
Yeah. I do love that. Let's look at so we can go ahead and I can go and start the clock. But if you have somebody in mind for an NPC.
Well, let me just read the list of people that I don't have. Yeah, like, I mean, we could probably twist it to get like Steiner or Melvir as the purveyor, but I want to like branch out and see if there's anything there. The other 3 options I have are a sentinel, a spy, and a bounty hunter. Now, the spy is the one that seems the most likely to me to have access to horses.
Mhm.
Like, what if this spy runs a carriage that can be rented, and their thing is that they overhear conversations while they're running
Yeah.
the carriage.
Yeah. So they're almost like a cabbie.
Yes.
Kind of. Gotcha.
But like a real high-end cat. This is a limo driver.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
the spy's name is Valeris, Veleris.
All right. So runs a
And Grackle cleans the stables and also sometimes works as a bodyguard for Valeris.
All right. Okay. So how do you see yourself approaching like getting like what are you angling to roll here for your project?
It's not just a fortune roll, right?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, you choose what you pitch to me kind of what attribute you're looking to roll here, and we go based on that.
I can open a
I could
cold
pull
one with the boys. Sorry.
I mean, I could
just like
pull
the sound.
pull some strings with consort, maybe.
Okay, yeah, that works. Like you're asking around using your contacts to try to find someone that you can work for this. So perfect. Yeah, I think that works. So we can roll consort.
Okay. My consort, I think it's 2 right now. Just double check. No, it's 1.
Okay.
All right.
And again,
Start a new
well, you
roll.
probably don't want to push yourself because that would
I got a failure.
okay. You do get 1 tick on a failure.
Oh yeah.
But you make some progress, but it's gonna be a bit.
Like she gets her name out there.
Yeah.
I think that what it is that she comes on a little too strong, and kind of scares him off a little bit. Just sort of like
Let me
the
work for you,
scene-
bro. Let me work for you.
I imagine that scene going Grackle begging and then the spy turning, "Are you a cop? You gotta say if you're a cop."
Yeah, that's
It's-
essentially what it is. Like you come on too strong, so they're convinced that you're also a spy or undercover or
Yeah.
something.
Exactly.
No, I just love horses.
I've always dreamed.
Okay, so that's your first action there. Again, same option. You could spend a coin if you want to bump that up to 2 successes.
Let me see how much coin I have. Would be under progression. I've got some coin. I can only spend 1, right?
Yeah, you can only spend 1 to per roll to like when doing these projects. You can spend 1 coin to bump it up to the next level. But you're free to
Okay.
spend coin later in downtime
Yeah.
for other things.
Yeah, I'll
too.
do it. I'll spend the coin for the extra.
Cool.
I think I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, we'll mark that as 2 successes then for Grackle. So
'Cause-
you also grease some hands like that. That's probably like what gets you in the door. Spending some money to get the connections to like get the face-to-face meeting with this person.
She pays for a carriage ride.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah.
I know who you are.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
like just sitting in the back of the carriage, like hat down, and like essentially just having a conversation that like heavily implies that she knows exactly what they're all about.
Yeah, and this person knows who you are and knows you're a bounty hunter, and so immediately assumes you're there to kill them, and they just book it.
Incredible.
I love that.
You forgot your carriage.
No.
Yeah,
Come
she just takes the horses back to the stable and like takes care of them.
I love that. Okay.
You're staging as a stable hand,
Yeah,
and I
essentially.
love it.
Yeah, I'll consider it my interview.
So that's 1 action for everyone except for Salome. Salome, what do you want to do with your first downtime action?
Heat.
Heat? Okay.
Bring down heat. Bring it
They're at
down.
idea.
9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're 1 off from another wanted level, so
Heat?
Yeah. Not a bad idea. So let's reduce heat. I'm pulling that up. So again with this one you could pitch to me what you want. It's not a specific skill. The example in the book is consort. But you can really
Oh
if you
yeah.
pitch me what you
We're gonna do that. That's
Okay.
That's what we do. That's what we do here. We do consort.
All right, roll up.
Woo! Oh, wait, 2 6s! Ah!
Nice. That is a critical success. Means y'all can reduce your heat by 5. I think that eliminates all the heat you got from the last job.
5.
Nice.
We're down to 3. So we had
Yeah.
Woo!
That's awesome. That'll definitely help, especially since while you're at war, you generate more heat on jobs.
Yeah.
Perfect. That is in a much more manageable spot. So yeah, I mean, you go around. You've got blue coat contacts. You go around. You are able to, and contacts at in Charter Hall as well, because that's where you all worked at.
Jaren,
Yeah.
get your little butt over here.
you're able to
Need
get
work,
people
bro.
off of your tail, or at least like not poking around to look for you for this job. Awesome. So that is everybody's first downtime action. And normally at war, that would be the limit. But because y'all did your job at Charter Hall, everybody gets an additional downtime action. So we can go back around. Fume, what do you want to do with your second action?
Fume.
RJ.
Sorry. I'm gonna reduce my stress.
Reduce stress. Okay, perfect. So indulge vice. So roll your lowest quality.
Of course, it's my resolve.
Yeah.
Wow, I love the. Oh my.
Hey!
Oh, come on.
I was gonna say I love the little animated obligation thing. It's so intense.
It really is.
Some very RJ rolls tonight.
Damn.
Crazy.
He's entering his Batman era.
Yeah. So you've does that perfectly eliminate all the
That
stress that you had?
perfectly eliminated all my
Oh
stress.
wow! So you like
Yeah.
could not fuck
Incredible.
that one up.
Yeah. That was
Except
best
I'm
of-
going to pay a coin to reduce my stress
I'm
again.
gonna indulge and lose my vice purveyor.
I've hit a 20 on the deck and I said, hit me.
Amazing.
I'm good. If I do this,
No,
I
you
I
hit
will
a
roll.
21 on the deck. You got the blackjack, and then you're saying hit me. There's
gonna-
no way that this goes well.
We're gonna have another Yuri problem pretty soon.
I love it. Well, perfect. You are completely relieved of your stress. You spend a lot of time.
Eckerd tells me that my body is still there somewhere, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
Love it. Cool. It's your second action. Let's keep going around, and then we'll go to bonus actions that people want to take. Glass, do you want to keep making progress on your vice purveyor?
Yeah.
All right. I guess one thing we should ask, Fume, you still have that tick hanging around. You just want to hold on to it now and see how these.
I'm gonna
numbers
hang
roll
on
for-
to it, yeah.
That's fair. Glass, you want to just cue? We can just do the same roll if you wanted to do a tune again.
I would love to.
Okay.
It's my best shot, both mechanically and I think at
Narratively.
actually getting what I want. Cause like Skurlock knows my bit at this point. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
he's my longest. Is he my
It's your
oldest
sugar daddy.
customer?
Yeah.
This is my first big get for the jewelry box.
I mean, there isn't really a bigger get you get than Lord Skurlock.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, longest running could be debatable. Oldest, yes, this
Oldest,
man
definitely.
is ancient.
Yeah. He is immortal. He is the land.
That's a 6.
That is a 6. All right. You finish off your clock. You officially, I think after a little bit of pitching, I think Skurlock is a little reluctant at first about doesn't really want the responsibility of having to teach you, likes engaging in academic discussions and stuff, but as soon as you pitch wanting to be under his tutelage, he's kind of a little wary of that.
So I'm gonna
But
say
maybe
I use these right to prove to him this is not gonna be like Demons 101, baby. Okay.
Yeah.
I am an advanced student.
Yeah, and I think
You are not
that
gonna have to
shows.
teach me the basics. I'm closer to you in sort of academic knowledge than perhaps you originally thought.
Yeah, and I think
Smarter than I look.
because of that, you
And I dress
successfully.
incredibly smartly.
Yeah, I think maybe you engage in some of those discussions and discuss the finer points of.
I literally make him sit down and I go, debate me.
Yeah, during one of he's booked you for an evening and stuff. Instead, the two of you end up just having a debate on the nature of spectrology and the ghost field and all of that stuff. And I think you really impress him, and he decides, sure, why not? So yeah, you successfully have Skurlock as your.
You
vice
had a
purveyor.
paid interview. That's awesome.
Yeah, essentially.
Much more than just a pretty face.
Excellent. That
Also, a
is
ghost
Glass's second action, and that is a clock resolved.
Yay.
Grackle, back around to you. Do you want to consort again?
I'm gonna go bother Valeris again.
Yeah, she is very skittish talking to you.
Grackle approach and just kicking the dirt like Sara Scourge.
I do love her little one more multiverse.
Yeah.
She's
pouch.
so
She's a
cute.
She's
She's
very
a cutie.
cute. She's got like feathers in her hair.
Well, let me double check my
Can I bring this up?
my
so I can
skills
show the
again,
chat?
see if there's anything I could a different
Hunt her down.
yeah, god. um Yeah, is it possible I could hunt her down? Like she's laying low now that I've scared her. So like I like go and find her.
You know what? Because of the setup of this, of how the initial roll went and the narrative that we established, I think that's actually pretty perfect. That she's trying to like hide from you, assuming that you're here, that you're trying to kill her,
Yeah.
and is a spy. So like, you know, knows how to evade
Exactly.
capture. And yeah, this would, you know, you impress. You're trying to impress her in a different way. So yeah, let's do that. Go ahead and roll hunt.
The point is to track her down and then explain, listen, if I wanted you dead, you'd be dead by now.
Yeah.
I literally just want a job. That's 4.
4 is 2 ticks. So you do finish off your clock there. So even with a mixed success, I think I think seems like please don't kill me, please don't kill me, and you explain your pitch, and she's like, oh, all right then, sure, you can take care of the horses.
Let me groom your horses or I'll kill you.
Is that all?
I mean, like, I even like, what if she was like in like legitimate trouble from like her own like spy job, and like Grackle hunts her down and then just like fucking like punches the guy that's trying to kill her, and it's all like, oh, I'm so glad I found you. Anyway, I want to take care of your horse.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I love horses.
Yeah.
My cartoon brain is so amused with this entire scenario.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's pretty fucking perfect.
Grackle.
I love it.
Just absolutely just punches the lights out of a man. Are you the horse lady?
Just checking.
Just
Yeah,
check.
Just check.
Oh god.
Wonderful. Well, you successfully have completed your project, and you have a new vice purveyor.
Damn, we fucking killed that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
did.
Go
Um,
us.
So I think Salome, you're the only one left with your second action, and then we have the one freebie floating around after that.
What's our heat at right now?
3.
3.
I may just clear us entirely, because while we're at war, it's gonna go.
Get all the way down to
Bananas.
0.
Yeah.
That will also make our gambling den roll like the best it could possibly be.
That
That's
too.
true.
Fuck yeah.
All right, that's what I'm gonna
Send
do.
it.
All right.
And
yeah,
then
go
if I
ahead.
need to spend a coin to do another one for myself, then I'll do that. But
Let's go ahead and do a consort.
And don't forget, if you guys want to spend coin on stuff, the crew sheet, our coin, and the vaults are completely full right now, so
Oh dang.
Nice.
Yeah.
we can take a couple out of there if we need it.
Not a bad idea to pull coin from that. Is y'all's rep full too, or
No, we are 4 away on rep.
okay?
Like 1 or 2 jobs, yeah.
Because you can spend rep as well.
this was a shit roll, but I guess it was the best time for a shit roll. The best one is a 4.
Okay. So I think with a 4, I believe that reduces you 2, but let me check. Reduce heat on a 4, yeah, you clear 2, so that'll leave you all with 1 heat
Nice.
remaining.
Take it. I'll take it.
Remind me again, the DIS development.
Mhm.
What's that again?
Yeah, I can talk about those a little bit. I went ahead and rolled for the faction downtime stuff too. That is essentially the Dustfall Institute of Smartcraft, the Baron's business. That is, they are working and getting like up and running with their program. That is the result of their downtime. They were 4 away. I rolled a crit success. Normally that would have finished it, but I reduced it by 1 because of y'all's actions in the last job, like specifically what is going on. So I reduced their effect by 1 for that. So they were not able to finish that during this downtime, but they are very close. So
I'd like to spend a coin to reduce that clock if that's possible.
interesting. So you want to spend a coin to
do an action to roll that clock back a bit.
Interesting.
To reduce their effect to no effect?
No, to bring down the clock ticks.
So here's what I will say. For faction progress clocks, because this isn't a competing clock, your options for reducing another, like one of those clocks, would either be doing a job to reduce it, specifically to interfere and sabotage their actions, or to start a long-term project to
sabotage them.
Too. I'd say one of those two would potentially work. But yeah, just doing like a single downtime action, I don't think would be enough to reduce it.
Because that's competing clocks that we can do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I don't think is actually a mechanic of the game. It's just something that I have done. But yeah, it's kind of like a push-pull clock.
Gotcha.
So those I specifically set up in situations that where 2 people are trying to vie for the same thing. That's not necessarily the case with this.
Okay.
Again, not saying you can't. I'm just saying it would be more difficult than that.
Right. No, I'm debating because it's either to make a long-term project for lowering the DIS development, or I was thinking about spending a coin for a long-term project to essentially refine my Tinker Tools, the EMP book that I had, and make it an asset that I can take on jobs.
Yeah. You could do that if you wanted to go ahead and you could start. Your options would essentially be to start a project, a long-term project, to make that a permanent asset, or acquire the asset right now and do the long-term project later, to keep it. But
okay.
Because if you want it for like the next job, you would need to acquire the asset now.
Right.
If you wanted it for but if you're looking forward to the future, I would recommend a long-term project.
Let's go with that then.
Okay. So I need to decide how many ticks that would be. You're spending a coin to do this, right?
Yep.
Okay. And this is what you used in the last job, that like EMP burst to like
disable the hull.
Okay.
Essentially what I'm thinking is it's more rebuilding it, because shunting like the whole recall device into it kind of messed with the circuitry. So he has to go out and find like the minerals to make the wires, to make like everything else back again. So he has it, it's just not working right now.
Okay. I will make that as a 6-tick project clock.
Okay. Can RJ his way out of this one? Tune in and find out.
So, EMP device. There we go. So you can go ahead and do a roll for that. You want to do like a tinker?
Yep. 5.
Okay. Mixed success would be 2 ticks.
Okay, so that's how it works. Okay. I can get it done next downtime.
And do you still have a free project?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna put it into the research ritual.
Okay. That one is up there now too. All right, so you're at 3 ticks with researching the ritual. That is the ritual that Salome's patron.
Hellboy.
God.
It's the scene out of Hellboy where what's it? The new agent comes down and is walking past like Abe Sapien, and he's like, "Can you turn the page, please?" And he's reading 3 books at once.
Yeah. Love it. Okay, so I think that is Fume capped on downtime. Unless the free action ends up getting given to Fume. So, does anybody else want to spend a coin to do another action?
Salome still has a free action, right?
Salome does still
Yeah.
have a free action for
I'm
that.
50-50 on risking clearing my stress. I have 4. Which
That
isn't
is
like
a good question.
awful.
I mean, it's 1 out of 3, you know, that you overindulge, right?
Yep.
Like, chances are in your favor. Could your action be better spent elsewhere? If not, then I see no reason not to.
I don't.
We
think
like
so.
complications, remember?
You just stop choosing the one that
Yeah,
makes
just
your
don't.
vice purveyor
Yeah,
go
just
away.
don't choose vice purveyor this time. But yeah, things are already spicy right now, so they can get a
it's
little spicier.
Hey, we're at war, right? There's stuff.
Once you
that
hit
can
a certain
happen.
level at the Scoville, like you just don't feel it
You just don't
anymore
feel it
after
anymore?
that. So
I got the
Doubt
money.
that. I hear it keeps getting worse.
I got the money.
We don't need no complications.
I'm gonna try.
Okay. So what's your lowest rating?
Lowest rating. I think I've. Okay, remind me one more time.
It's your lowest, like
It's how many
out
of the
pro-
skills you have
in that
ticks
category.
in, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Mine are. I have 2 in every one. They're all the same.
Okay, so you'll be rolling 2 dice either way. So it's a little more than 1 in 3
Okay.
that you would get, that you would overindulge.
What are the consequences of that again?
Lose
You
your
still
vice
wanna roll
purveyor.
6.
Well, I'm not gonna do that one. Indulge.
That would be rather silly, wouldn't it?
It was like play another character because your character gets lost and you attract the wrong attention.
Yeah.
Indulging. Here we go.
Like, I feel like the most likely thing to happen now would be to run into trouble with the folks we're at war with.
Okay, attract. Okay, additional entanglement plus 2 heat. I leave for a few weeks, or purveyor cuts me off.
That'd be hilarious if you didn't get a chance. You immediately get cut off
Immediately
from
fucking-
Lord Skurlock. The first time you go
No.
there to research with him,
I
he
worked
just
hard
like
for
kicks
this.
you out the door.
No.
I've had second thoughts.
I'm gonna say if I overindulge, we're gonna have to talk out whether we want to put 2 heat back on or get another entanglement.
I just did that. No.
Because I just got a new vice purveyor, and I don't really want to vanish for a few weeks unless.
Look, you can put the heat back on. I have a freebie, and I can spend coin for stress too. I'm not
gonna
worried
try.
about it. So just go for it.
Lord Skurlock, you're a little too into this.
Sorry. You're making it
I'm
weird.
gonna need you to tone it
This
down.
is gonna ruin our friendship.
Just Skurlock is like, be not afraid. Actually, be more afraid.
Actually, you should be more afraid. Demi Lovato's ruined the friendship. Starts playing in the background.
No.
All right, make a roll.
Freaking throwing dice on the dang ground. Hang on.
Threw it on the ground.
Do it on the ground. I keep doing this. All right. Oh no!
What
You
happened?
rolled crit success.
I rolled 2 6s.
Oh,
Yay.
Oh,
Savvy.
Oh my god, what are
no.
the odds?
Van!
What does that mean?
The one time, I mean, it means
Do
you're
I just
overindulged.
die?
You
Let me
you don't die.
Get a picture of the
thankfully.
culprits.
Oh my god, you rolled too well. So
I
if
rolled
you're
as good
not
as I
gonna want
possibly could.
What's that?
So if
Funny.
you don't want lost and you don't want tapped, then you're gonna have to either take the heat or roll another entanglement.
It's just 2. It's 2 heat.
Yeah, it's just 2 heat.
Just do the heat.
Are you guys okay with that? Because we have a lot
Yes.
of entanglements on the table right now.
It's
Yeah, that's fine.
and I
fine.
It's
selfishly
fine.
don't want to do the other ones.
No,
Okay.
that's no biggie.
We got 3
Uh,
whole
our-
heat.
Our
The-
vaults
the-
are full right now.
The
We can
camera
do-
pans to glass running and like slamming the door of the jewelry box. And Salome's just there like go in the bunker for a while, it'll be fine.
Glass, are you in the
Sorry.
bunker too? Buddies!
I have another Spirit Horn mask in my hand. Like, please don't ask. Please don't ask.
Would never dream of it.
Yeah, you definitely did something there to anger the spirit wardens. God, I love it. Okay, so we'll add that heat back, but you don't have any more stress.
Yay!
Yay!
Excellent.
I can't believe that happened.
Oh my god.
Oh, we should have done our gambling den roll.
All right.
When does gambling den roll happen?
Oh, we decided at the
it's just
end of
in-
downtime.
It's at the very
Yeah.
end of downtime, yeah.
That makes the most sense.
Because we keep
Considering
doing
how much-
shit like this.
Because I don't think it's fair to do it at the beginning of downtime when y'all have just gotten all your heat. So I'm fine with it, but I'm also not gonna allow y'all to do it halfway.
We're not gonna
like,
game it,
We're gonna
yeah.
reduce
Yeah, we're
heat
not
as much as we
gaming it.
can,
Quick,
and
let's
then do it, and then
clear
do
all
everything
our
that'll
heat.
get heat back up.
Yeah. No, that's valid. That's very
100%.
Let me spend my coin.
So
I'm pretty sure there's a roguelike ability that lets us do that in the middle of our downtime.
Can we spend a coin from the vault, as was someone, I believe Wings was saying, can we spend a coin from the vault to roll heat again?
if somebody wants to use a downtime action, that would still be one of y'all's additional downtime action.
So
Well,
How many
Salome
of those
had
do
it.
we get?
You can only spend coin once to do an additional downtime action. So Salome could do it, Grackle could do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of you guys could do it, because we've already done it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I should clear some of this stress.
You probably should.
I have one less than you. I think we both should spend coin to
Yeah,
You
let's,
guys gotta do
stress.
stress.
Let's do stress.
Well, and then y'all will have a free action still floating out there. If y'all are both spending coin to
Oh,
do
we
this
haven't
one,
used
you still
Salome's
have
free
a,
action yet.
you still have
Oh,
the free
yeah,
one.
okay, then
So
let's
you
do that.
you could do that, then use the free one to reduce heat.
Reduce heat.
Perfect.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's
do that.
Okay,
Am I spending from the vault or from my pockets?
it's up to y'all.
I mean, if vault's full,
The
I also
vault
have
is
two.
full.
I also have two just spare coin floating around, so I don't mind
Yeah.
spending one either. It's fine.
You guys
I'm,
want to spend
I'm gonna
a couple?
spend. I'll spend one from the vault.
Okay.
And it would be from your crew stash, not the vault, because the vault you'd have to take
Right, sorry.
lose 2 to take 1, right?
Right.
I don't
So,
know if
yeah.
the vault works the same way as stash, actually.
That's a
do
good
we-
question. Well, I don't think
But I
I've
can
done that,
spend
so
it
let
out
me
of the
check.
4 that say coin, because that is the whole thing is full. Our pockets are full, the vault is full, so I can take one. I'll just take one off the top.
Skim one off
Let me
the
look
top
I need
there.
to see
Alright.
where coin and stash.
Yeah, I don't know if the vault is stash or not.
That is a good question.
Try and find the actual page of the vault.
Because it's not in the coin and stash part.
Vault. There's
Is there a page that talks about the crew vault?
Your layer has a secure vault, increasing your storage capacity for coin to 8. A second upgrade increases your capacity to 16.
Which is what we have.
A separate part of your vault can be used as a holding cell. It doesn't say, it just says it increases our storage capacity, which starts at 4, like a normal character.
It makes the most sense to me that you could just spend as normal.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about having to like spend extra to get it out of the vault.
Because the whole point of stash is like to be utilized for rolling like wealth rolls and stuff, right? Is there a mechanic for that for the crew?
I don't think so.
Not that I'm aware.
No, I don't think so.
Then
think
I
it
don't know
just
why
makes
that
our
mechanic would
pockets bigger.
exist.
Yeah, I think it's just a holding area for coin.
I think it just makes my wallet have one of those
Yeah.
extensions.
I did
where
just
it-
read something really interesting too. A crew can store 4 coins in their lair by default. If they revolve, they can spend their stores. Any coin beyond their limit must be spent as soon as possible or distributed among the crew members. So y'all can put coin in your vault above what it like if I give y'all enough coin that would max out your vault,
Mhm.
it just has to be spent before the next
So we could cap out on the vault,
Oh.
level up, spend the coin,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
we've just been splitting
Got
it
it.
amongst us since we
Yeah.
didn't have
I don't
anything
think
to
we've
spend
gotten
it
to a
on.
point where everybody was full and you didn't have enough to.
Yeah.
So.
Small sidebar: the animated figure for luxury is also badass as
They're
fuck.
all
It's really
really good.
cool.
They
They're all
all are.
flamey and dope.
I think they're
Alright.
all supposed to look like demons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one like gives me that reminder of like a Southern Belle sort of deal with like the
Mhm.
wide carriage.
Yeah, if
For
you guys
sure,
haven't
for
looked at the
sure.
one for Weird, highly recommend it. He's a little fella. He's a real little fella. Look at this guy.
Oh, look at him!
Oh, I love you.
Hold
I
on.
also
him
just
go.
found out what
Chat, I
coin looks
gotcha.
like in in Dustfall. I've literally never read this page before. It's small silver pieces for currency, commonly called slugs or scales.
That's cute.
That's adorable.
That's cute. What's that one video game where it's like set in like apocalyptic Russia and all of the currency is bullets?
Oh,
Yeah.
Metro 2021, 2020
Yeah.
something.
Metrovania.
That's a genre.
Oh.
Okay, so did somebody roll did y'all do your stress rolls, your vice rolls?
Not yet.
Okay.
I did. I got a 5.
Grackle was
Okay.
like,
I got
to
1.
stop talking about money.
Oh my
Oh.
god!
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's the power of horses, baby!
That's the power of horse.
That's a crit success for everyone out there watching. So that's 2. Hold on. That's
2 crit successes.
on
on-
2 dice rolls. Like
Yeah.
these are rolls where y'all are just rolling 2 dice
Yep.
and you roll crit successes. That's awesome.
That's amazing. We've had 3 crit successes in the last hour.
I know.
Yeah.
Y'all got the hot hand tonight. Okay, and then the last thing is heat. So y'all have 1 free action now,
Yes.
which y'all can use to.
I'll do it
reduce-
again. I feel like the 3rd time's the charm for Salome to run out there and be like, no, for real. Get them off our ass. Like, yeah.
Did
So
you use your free action? Did we
this will
figure
be
out
the free
coin
action.
thing?
This will be the free action.
Yeah. Man,
Did-
my plan to have y'all having stress going into your next job really didn't pan out for me.
Ruined.
6. Just 1
6.
6 this time.
Okay, but that'll reduce y'all's heat to 0.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Everything's coming up.
Damn, y'all are.
Your
Y'all
obedient
rolled
servants.
so well in this. I was so hoping that we'd be going into the next job and some of y'all would have some significant amount of stress.
Now we're good
Um,
at games.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
Luck
Now
is
roll
also
money.
a skill.
y'all do your
Money,
gambling
please.
roll.
Money, please. It's our tier minus heat,
It
right?
is a tier roll minus our heat, which is 0, so it's just a tier
So
roll.
whatever is on the dice. 5.
Jesus.
Five
Five.
coin.
$. So
So
I'll
that
put
reimburses that
I'll put one
refunds
back
the amount of
in
coin that y'all
the
just spent.
crew, and then each
And
of
then
us
1
can
each
have
for
one.
everybody.
Damn.
Give a little.
Well, things are looking up for the
I'm
obedience.
way better off than when we started.
Yeah, for sure.
Way.
Yeah.
Good.
Fume just had like
Sure.
some mushroom coffee and felt so much better.
Yeah. Everyone got
It's a good
vices that work
downtime.
are so much better for them, more positive things. Grackle's taking care of horses. Fumes doing a research instead of drugs.
I actually imagine like there was one day that Fume was actually just cleaning out his room, like
Yeah.
getting rid of all the drugs. And so it's like, why are you doing this? Well, there's a young lady around now, and I'm plotting revenge, and I need a lot more workspace for that.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I stopped
so,
taking my work home with me.
I mean, drugs.
So that is it for downtime actions. I think we officially done with that. I have adjusted y'all's standings with the various factions, except for one. Oh wait, I was gonna adjust y'all with the blue coats too, because y'all did kind of fuck up their shit.
What? No. Dave
What
is
about-
great.
Oh no, not the blue coats, city council. So I was talking about.
I was like, now wait a second. I'm pretty
y'all
sure
are
we got
negative
Dave
2
a
with city
promotion.
council.
What about with the ink rakes?
Y'all have gone up to
Do
+1
they-
with the ink rakes.
Yay!
Y'all have a positive standing with the ink rakes. So before we get in, because I'm sure y'all will have scenes that you want to do, before we get into that, I should establish our entanglement. So, Fume,
Drum roll,
Yes.
please.
you are currently tending bar, as you still do from time to time when Will is not working. I'm gonna say it's yeah, we'll say this is like business hours. It's in the evening, but not necessarily the busiest day of the week. There are a few clients. The jewelry box is doing much better. You have pretty good crowd in here currently. As you are like slinging drinks to a couple of patrons, you see kind of pushing up to the bar, looking a bit haggard, actually, with like a bruise, looks like on the side of their, kind of like around their eye, and a bit of a swollen lip, pushes up to sit at the bar. You see Grab coming to sit down, like it comes up to the bar, sits down, looks side to side, says, taps on the bar and says, can I get that drink, please?
You got it. I also have some frozen mushroom steaks if you want to get that swelling down. And Fume will mix them a drink and plop like a frozen mushroom steak next to them, like with a towel.
Takes that, takes the drink, like shoots that down, places and says, we need to talk.
Yeah. What happened?
We need to talk.
Privately?
Aye.
Whew. Winter shins. A light lands on Fume's arm. Could you go get your mother for me, please? She needs to play house for a bit. I tried, and he'll usher Grab up the stairs to his room.
Okay. Grackle, you get a very agitated bird pushing you or urging you to the bar.
Grackle's like in the tub after working at the stable, just sighs.
You make it back to a bunch of angry people that are trying to get drinks. You head upstairs as soon as you're in privacy, still holding the cold steak to their face. Grab kind of like comes in, immediately goes over to the window and like looks out the curtains, and then turns back to face you, looks around a bit. It's cleaner in here than last time.
Spring cleaning.
Nice. We've got a problem. We have a wraith problem, specifically.
A what? How? What?
I don't know. Maybe it was the job a few weeks back or a few months back. Maybe they're finally out for blood. But they have they've been shaking us down pretty hard in the streets. Any few of our people have been jumped along the way. I just barely made it out of a scrape a minute ago. Smash is fine, but is sort of tightening things up right now.
All right, I'll talk to the boss about this. Do you need a place to lay low?
No, I've got a place to go to.
Fume will
Rather-
reach over to a keyring on the door and toss him his sewer access keys.
Okay, takes those, says, thanks. Just recommend nobody go out alone right now. I think they're out for blood.
Right. Grab, do me a favor, make a copy for everyone in the group. Tell them to use the sewers for now, to avoid getting jumped out in the street. Like you said, don't go out alone. I will confirm with Salome what to do on this and send word via Grackle.
Right. I'll get that done right away.
Grab.
Fuck.
Or Smash.
No, this is
Careful out. Oh, it's Grab?
Yeah.
Smash is the big guy.
Yeah.
Because he smashes. Oh, Grab is... Grab, do me a huge favor and be careful.
Oh, I'm planning on it. You just let us know what we need to do.
Regroup in the vault if things get too hot. And I'll see you when I see you.
Right. Good luck, boss.
Fume will walk downstairs and... Grackle, you got my message. Thank you. You're no longer needed.
Just like stares at you with like all of these angry people. And then she turns around and slaps you with her wet hair.
Just grabbing onto the back of your shirt. Staff and crew meeting tonight. Please get the word out.
Just nods and then goes to distribute the news.
Gin and tonic for the gentleman on the side.
Oh god, I had a coworker like that who could just like, it's like, hey, and walk in with like a bunch of angry people and then suddenly just work the room.
Yeah, you managed to calm things down. We can cut. All of you are given this information. It's disseminated amongst your group. We can cut to the four of you having a conversation after closing hours, if you'd like, early in the morning. You've locked the front doors. It's quiet in here currently, and yeah, this information hanging heavy in the air that the wraiths seem to be out for you.
They're jumping out people in the street. We have to retaliate.
Yes. Well, we have some options. I'll put it to all of you. They're tenacious. They definitely abut a lot of what we do. So there will literally be no avoiding them. So, either we figure out some way to fucking play very nice, or we wipe them out.
Well, my option is to wipe them out. Or my vote is to wipe them out.
What tier are they?
They are tier 2, so not too far above y'all.
No, we're one with a strong hold, so we're...
Yeah. So reminder from last time with the way that this entanglement works is they're essentially making a play on your turf. You have the option to give up one of your claims or go to war. Is essentially your two choices. I think we talked last time. Y'all didn't want to give up a claim. So going to war, we've talked about it. You can only take one downtime action plus one heat from scores. The only way to end a war is by either eliminating your enemy or negotiating a mutual agreement to establish a new status rating. So those are your options with that. It'll also temporarily for the while you're at war, your hold is reduced by 1 during while you're at war. So I think y'all are at stronghold right
Yep.
now. So that'll go to weak. If y'all were at, it's better than being at weak, because if y'all are weak, you would have gone down to 2-0 again. So it not the worst place to be in, but it does mean that just generally your hold over the Silk Shore has been reduced. And I'll also remind you, because this is something that y'all remember, and I don't know if you remember as players, the Wraiths were the ones that you stole the what was the information network from, or what was one of them? You stole a claim from them at some point.
It was that
Was that
big
the-
job on going underneath the bridge, and then
Yeah.
That would have
Yeah.
been covert
Yeah,
drops
and then a
then,
whole-
yeah.
Covert drops, yeah.
And then we wound up like fighting that hole down there.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Because that place that tower you blew up was their like base of operation.
Oh, wait.
yeah.
Did we talk about covert drops last time?
I don't think you did. I forgot
Was
what
last
covert
time
drops
an
were.
espionage or sabotage?
Espionage at most, right?
What job did y'all do last time? Maybe it was espionage.
No,
I think so.
All the
Then we get extra
city, all the
coin,
city
right?
hall stuff.
Yeah, do y'all get an extra coin for that?
We get 2
2 extra coin. All right,
Damn.
for espionage and sabotage.
so go ahead and add that 2 extra coin.
Freaking, we don't have anywhere to put it, so
I'll take one.
who can put it in their pockets?
I can put it in my pocket. I'll put one in my pocket.
I'll put one in my pocket.
Take them.
Open up your pocket, drop that coin in there.
Catch a
Open up
extra
that pocket and
coin
drop that point in.
and put it in your pocket.
I'm your auntie. Don't tell your mama. Take the coin.
Save it for a rainy day.
That's what I was saying.
So
Incredible.
what I'll say is, like, y'all don't have to necessarily decide what, like, if y'all want to deal with them right now, that would be like your next score. Obviously we'll do some I'm sure y'all have some downtime scenes you want to do before we start setting up for another score.
Free play.
Yeah. But y'all will have to decide whether your next score will be, going to war with them in earnest, or trying to negotiate with them to get your to ease the tensions.
Well, floor's open. I can definitely see many pros and many cons to this, but
I mean, every syndicate needs one of those, set an example moments.
Yeah. How we handle this will let everyone else know whether or not we are to be trifled with.
I mean, we should be not trifled with regardless of current fighting, but
Somebody gotta hold the wraiths that.
I'm not a spiteful man. It's just the one thing they did they shouldn't have done. They touched my kids.
Don't
So,
say
regardless, they hurt my kids.
it's not much better, but alright. I think it's the kids thing, but it's fine. It's fine.
Objectively, I could be their grandfather.
Understood.
that. They don't know that though.
Neither will the Wraiths when I plant a bomb in their mailbox and ship it off to them.
Oh, they're not going to fall for something like that.
You'd be surprised!
So sorry, we're taking them down, right?
Well, that's the question. There are definitely ways to go about this.
Oh well, my vote is for take them down.
Could we
Alright.
take them down and absorb them?
Oh yes, no, I don't think we should murder them all. I think they're trying to take what's ours. Too bad. We'll take what's theirs instead.
I've got some new toys in the pipeline that I could use.
Two
Are any of them
votes for-
non-lethal?
I've got half a toy in the pipeline that I could see some use.
Let's be realistic about our starting point.
Grackle.
Far as I'm concerned, the less enemies we have, the better. They don't want to be friends? Fine. Sure as hell don't want them as enemies. So we better get rid of them.
This is going to be fun.
I do like your first inclination, rather than the messier route of attempting to just put up a large body count. I think a rupturing from the inside seems far more agreeable, far more prudent, given the sheer size of them. They definitely outnumber us.
Well, if they want to behave like parasites, you'll treat them as such.
What you're saying is, if they want to fight, make them fight each other?
A group that is splintering and fracturing from the inside, much easier to snag off the smaller pieces than the large whole. So, let's get all the information we can on... Well, they are quite shadowy, aren't they? About their membership, but we've figured out harder things before, I think. Find the head of the snake and cut it off.
Easy enough.
We're all in agreement then?
Oh, anyone who crosses me and mine is set for extermination. I just thought it would be appropriate to ask everyone's opinion.
In the meantime, should I go on Overwatch?
That actually does bring up another point. No outings. We hunker down until this is at least somewhat resolved. I want all of your words. No surprise popping out alone.
Fine. I give my word that I will not set foot outside of the jewelry box unless supervised by someone else.
Less supervision, more buddy system.
Buddy system. Oh, I've also told the lads to use the tunnels if they have to get anywhere, but to hunker down for now.
Fantastic. Yes. Then they are, of course, welcome to hunker here as well. We're at war. So,
Yeah,
we act
well-
like it.
Hey now! No one else swore to it. It's the only one.
I wonder. So, we're at war.
So we'll cut
Don't
away.
be mad. Hoist it on your own petard.
We'll cut away from the from this planning to get back to this when we're ready to do our score. But we'll go into free play right now with all of this kind of looming overhead. Is there what does everybody want to get up to? Does anybody have any scenes they want to do? Glass?
Yeah, Salome and Glass have to have a conversation at some point.
Go and do it now.
Right now.
Right meow.
I was debating how Glass would handle it, but I think Glass just barges into her room one day.
Fair. She's doing her hair.
Knock knock, coming in.
All right.
shut the door, lock it, sit on the bed. All right, we're talking now.
Oh, right. This is a talk of locking the door. There were 3 options about what this could be. Talk, I think, is probably the more appropriate of the 3.
Wait, what are the other 2?
Killing and fucking.
Oh, I'm not going to kill you.
And I think we should probably keep our working relationship, separate from anything of pleasure. So yes, the second also probably not the best
Directly
idea.
in your chain of command, we can't fuck.
Exactly. So
I'd have to report myself to me.
to yourself, that's just too much paperwork. So talking.
We're talking.
That's fine.
It's been a week since you last looked me in the eye. And I know why, but I'm going to let you say why.
Do you now?
Yes, I do. But it's not effective if I just come in here and tell you what you're feeling and then tell you to deal with it, so...
No, please, by all means. Tell me what I am feeling.
No, I've just said I'm not going to do that, so...
Won't or could not, given that I don't believe mind reading is among your highest abilities.
I don't have to read your mind. Because I could read your face. And I've been where you were.
And where is that?
Knowing that for weeks, months, years of your life, you've been directly responsible for people's deaths. And for the first time, are up close seeing the light leave someone's eyes for the last time. And how all of a sudden, all of that death becomes very personal. Because you've never had to think of your targets as human. Otherwise, you and Grackle would never speak. Now, you might be older than me, wiser than me, a business owner. But up until now, you and I have lived very different lives. And now you know what killing is for me.
What is killing for you?
Job. Means to an end. Something that doesn't keep me up at night. A natural part of the lives we lead. And a very natural part of living in this shithole town. People die every day. At your hands, at my hands, at the hands of Duskwall, in the hagfish ponds, at the hands of the government, the spirit wardens, the bluecoats, all of them. Everyone who lives here has blood on their hands. The protections of this very city run on blood. And yet none was even spilled when I killed that priest. But the fear in your eyes remained.
The fearful was not for me. I will grant you, seeing the act that close was a first for me. But I would have never gotten where I am if I had not reconciled what I do, either directly or indirectly, in the city. It was for you. And Jack. And Fume, for that matter. I know you presume to see my face and therefore see my mind, which, to be fair, you are pretty good at. No, it's not knowing whether the place that I have compartmentalized all of this for myself, the greater good and all that, at least for me, is the way the rest of you handle things. And given that I have now brought you all in on the possibility of directly 13 heartstones, 13 pounds of bones, I was ashamed. Shame, not fear. Close. But not the same.
Why?
Why are they close, or why the shame?
I think you know the answer to that.
I know it's surprising. I've never really seen myself as a leader. I know I have a knack for connecting the dots, as it were, and finding great talent, and helping to maneuver that talent into being put into good and relevant use. But having people look to you for guidance or leadership was never something I expected or really looked for. I don't want to take advantage of any of you.
I think good leaders don't set out to become leaders. They simply are. They find themselves in those positions because people want to be led by them. The worst leaders are the ones who have to wield the title of leader like a cudgel, who lead by fear, bribery, those sorts of things. The best leaders in our history were the reluctant ones. They never saw themselves as leaders, and yet people put them there because they deserve to be there. And if it assuages your fears at all, if any of us didn't want to do something, we simply wouldn't. We are not following you like sheep.
No, we are thoroughly wolves in sheep's clothing. It's what we do.
It's who we are. See, was that so hard? Oh, and I haven't been to confession in a while, but I suppose I should confess. I lied.
About what?
I saw your facial expression down there, and I did what I could to suss it out, but mostly... Salome, you never show us your true feelings until we challenge you. So I may have injected a bit of my own story onto you.
Would you like to talk now?
I don't know that I have anything to say.
Is that a challenge?
Isn't it always? Is there something you want me to say?
Only if you need to. Otherwise, your mind is your own.
May that always remain the case. No. I simply got tired of the awkwardness and wanted to put an end to it, and I've done so.
Thank you.
Talking to people's my job. And I don't like it when it's withheld from me. Especially not from friends. We are friends.
Yes, we are.
I regret to inform you then that there's going to be quite a lot more killing in our future. Where you stand on that is up to you, but if you'd like to get more comfortable with the human nature of it all, let me know.
As long as all of you are comfortable, I'll continue to unhealthily compartmentalize. It'll be fine.
I'm not sure any of the three of us would use comfortable when describing killing, but it doesn't necessarily mean we're miserable doing it. Salome, we're not good people. You know that.
I'm fully aware. Doesn't mean I don't wish all of you a good life.
Well, a few more pounds of bones, a few more heartstones, 3 more kills for me. A little bit of revenge for Grackle, and I don't know, some new drugs for Fume. We're all there.
I'll take it.
Great. Well, that's all.
I can finish my hair now.
Yes.
Her beautiful, elegant upswoop was like 3 pins too short. It's just sort of sagging to the side. Thank you.
See you at dinner. Just leave. My work here is done.
You didn't do anything.
All right. So let's see. We're getting close to the halfway point. Who else has scenes that they want to be doing?
I have a good one to leave a cliffhanger on.
Okay.
It's morning, like downtime, right before the bar opens. Fume knocks on Glass's door.
Yes, come in.
Glass, sorry, I was having trouble catching you. Really quick question.
Sure.
I need your expertise on something. It's very difficult for me. How do you talk to the dead?
Me personally, or like in general?
We can go to break.
Okay. Yeah. With that ominous question.
Val, how
I
do
think
you
that's a good-
feel? We're automating the game for you. We're creating our own cliffhangers.
That's fine. I don't have to do anything. I'm just gonna sit here and just watch.
Just get some popcorn.
I think
How do
that's
you talk to
perfect
the
place.
dead?
We'll be
Next
right
time
back.
on- yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and take our break here. Perfect. Thanks everyone out there for watching. We're gonna go ahead and refresh ourselves, eat a snack, stretch, drink some water, whatever you might need to do. Recommend you do the same. And we'll be back here in a little bit to continue our show. Stay tuned. And welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out with us while we took our break. We are going to jump back in. And I think we're just going to jump right back in where the last scene ended with Fume. You want to reiterate our question from before? We'll just cut back from commercial break.
That's a very personal question. How do I speak with the dead?
Oh, like just in general, or someone specific, or is this?
Do you have
ghost
10 to
specific?
15 minutes for me to explain this entire situation?
You know, I think I do.
1 second, I'll bring up some brandy.
Excellent.
He exposits to Glass that during his work on the gemstone that Grackle had found on the Warhole, he had tuned into a specific frequency and heard his dead brother talking to him.
Interesting. What makes you think it was actually your brother?
I don't know. I want to find out. If there's a chance it's him, yes, I would like to speak with him. It has been quite some time.
Was it just the sound of the voice, or did he say something specific?
He called to me. He knew me by name.
Which name?
Bertrand.
Okay, the real one. Okay.
I'm not good with the supernatural, both in constitution and knowledge. I go into a lot of things half-cocked because I know I can do it with style. This, on the other hand, iffy territory might unleash a bunch of ghosts that I do not want to unleash.
Well, we don't actually know if you can stand being in the presence of a spirit, actually. Most people who are not, studied, attuned, that kind of thing, they sort of, they get taken over by the fear. Have you ever experienced that?
No. I've heard of it. I have the good sense not to test it.
Well, that's new.
I have plenty of good sense. It's just never used.
So, most people, most mortals, in the presence of anything supernatural are sort of taken over by this innate fear. It's sort of half them projecting the ghost field upon us, and half us not logically being able to explain where they're coming from. But if you can get past that, you can pretty much do whatever you want.
Huh. So you're just telling me to get brave.
I'm essentially telling you to man up. No. It's much
Oh,
more,
I'm going to have to report you. We don't use that language here.
Oh, right. I take out a pair of fake glasses and I put them on.
I would like to report a grievance.
My office hours are Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and that's all. I take the glasses back off. Sorry. It's not often I'm the one that gets to do bits.
No, understandable. That was a good bit.
Thank you. No, I mean, there are a lot of ways to talk to the dead. There are many kinds of quiet and unquiet dead. I guess I mostly just say that as a warning. It's not a thing most people can do, and even people who can do it can't do it easily.
Right. Second part to this conversation. If your plates aren't too full, would you help me?
Talk to your dead brother.
Yeah?
Okay. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Some of them may sound insensitive, but I need you to answer them truthfully, because it will let me tell you whether or not one, this is possible, and if it is, how easy it's going to be.
Like a board of ethics meeting, yes, I've been through these.
How long ago did your brother die?
It would have to be... He died young.
Died
Roughly...
young, you're old.
Died young, I'm old math.
So quite a long time ago.
Yes.
Was his heartstone intact when he died?
Yes, but I do not have it right now.
Where is it?
I expect the wardens have it. They were the ones to dispose of the body.
Do you think, I'll be honest, there is a relatively easy way for you to obtain it as next of kin after all these years?
I'd have to falsify some documents. I could pose as a cousin.
Perhaps a nephew?
I did. Yep, sure, that could work. Illegitimate bastard son.
That one's always fun. Comes with extra red tape, though, so I'd be wary.
Nephew it is.
I'll tell you this. I can help you. Possession of his heartstone would make it markedly easier. If that's not possible, there are still options, but they're much more occult and much more ritualistic and have more of a chance of sort of going awry, which is a bit different from blowing up your own lab. But if you want my help, I will offer it.
Thank you. I'll stew on this for a while.
I should warn you up front, though. The dead are fickle, strange, weird, and the longer someone's been... I hate to class it as on the other side, because we don't really know how it works, but indirect connection with the ghost fields, at least, the longer they have been, stranger they become. Because his heartstone is intact, there's the possibility that it could just be him. But there's also the possibility that it's not.
I wonder if there's a way to stabilize it so that... And Fume begins to mutter to himself. Like entire strings of... Well, if I do this, and maybe do this, but shakes his head. Okay, again, thank you. I will stew on this.
Alright.
Bright side, unexplored territory, fun, fun, fun.
This is old hat for me.
Maybe I can spice things up a little bit.
You know, I worked as a psychic for a while, a sort of medium.
I thought you did fortune tellings.
A little both.
Huh.
The people I liked were, maybe able to get in touch with their loved ones a little easier. And, truth be told, I like you.
Oh, I'm flattered. I don't hate you. I don't dislike you.
Good. That's enough for me. Think on it. Sleep on it. If it gives you horrible nightmares, don't do it.
That's where all the ingenious stuff is.
Yes.
Don't nightmares.
But
sleep on-
machines don't often get a mind of their own, do they?
They do
often.
not. They do not. I'll spare you.
If you have horrible nightmares or get a terrible gut feeling, that is what little of you that is attuned to the ghost field telling you not to do this. So,
All right, I'll sleep on it. Thank you for your time again.
of course, get out. I have a client coming.
You can keep the bottle.
Thank you.
All right. Another conversation off the books. I guess we'll do these interactions, and if there's anything anybody wants to do to follow up on them, we can do that unless they lead into each other. Because I know somebody else wanted to talk to somebody else in the group.
I also want to talk to Grackle.
Right. Yes.
I also want to talk to Grackle.
do you
Oh,
wish
God.
to
They both leave
well,
the room at the same time, and
I'm
then
gonna steam train Grackle with conversations.
Wait, is she brushing that horse again?
Mine is very brief and just mostly for a training bit that I'm setting up later. So
Yeah.
it can happen whenever.
Yeah, mine is also very brief and is a setup for something I'm doing. So I'll tackle this one.
Okay.
Grackle gets a note to meet Fume in his room.
From Wittershins.
Yeah.
She stands up, makes sure that her gun is loaded, holsters it. She goes and knocks on his door.
Enter.
She opens the door and stays standing back. Just for a second.
Do you expect knives to come out of the darkness?
You would be surprised how many times a bounty hunter comes across booby traps.
Well, I wouldn't throw knives out of the darkness. It would be a gun at the top of the door sill. You open it up and it fires down on you as you walk in.
Duly noted. What did you need?
Shut the door, would you? Step in and shut the door.
Yeah, just, moments hesitation. She steps in very smoothly, shuts the door behind her, just stands in front of it, crosses her arms.
I do believe this is a very long time coming. How do you feel about me, truly?
I don't know how to feel about you. I don't really know you.
Well, as Bertrand to the assassin Grackle, I bear you no ill will. You're the one just doing their job. As Fume to Grackle, you are a trusted compatriot. And as things stand, I assume that you won't let me watch your back if things get to it. I don't bear you any ill will, is what I have to reiterate. So, I have a gift and a question. Fume walks over to his workbench that has been covered with a tarp and pulls it back with a flourish. There is a shotgun sitting in its like a holder, pristine, kind of still being put together. It's still in the experimental stages. I need to test it out, but I have developed a very nasty bit of ammunition for this. I call it, and he'll pull out a single shotgun slug, Leviathan's Breath. It uses gunpowder to superheat liquid Leviathan blood, expelling whatever shell or casing is inside. Molten hot, very deadly. Consider it an option for whenever you get in close.
Grackle's looking with interest. She'll, like, offer to take it.
He'll hand, like, the incomplete shotgun over. I'm not a gunsmith by trade, but I know machining.
Yep, she, like, examines it, kind of, like, takes it apart a little bit and, like, puts it back
It's
together.
that cool, like, breach action where the front bends down, so you have to load the slugs through the shells through the back.
Not bad, old man.
Well, consider it an appeasement gesture. Now, onto the question. He flicks a coin in your direction. Will you avenge an old man?
Fume, I don't really care much about how you feel about me. What really matters is how you feel about the Baron.
He will reach under the table and just clink this giant sack of coin. I hate him. Any price.
Price is nothing. Thanks for the gun.
It's incomplete, do not!
Just sort of like, like over her shoulder, like, stops as she's about to go out the door. Just kind of like hands it back to you.
That's what the mystery device is on the clocks, you fool!
Incredible. Yeah, she'll hand it back to you.
I'll have it done in a week's time, and then you'll get to play with it on our next job.
Nice.
Yeah, we will. Should we talk about the project we discussed?
Yeah, essentially we changed out the EMP device for this shotgun that Fume is developing.
So we will continue to work on that, but it's not quite ready yet.
Less. All right. Yeah, that probably won't be ready until after our next job, right?
Essentially, yeah, because I need
Probably,
to
yeah.
put points
Okay.
into it.
I have a lead in for the scene with Glass. If Grackle's like up on the roof, like testing the gun,
Oh, that's perfect.
shooting bottles.
Those bottles are melted. Gunpowder burns at 3.5k Fahrenheit, and I don't know how hot Leviathan blood gets when it's atomized.
Who knows? Who's to say?
No one could ever know.
Gun's busted. It's not supposed to do that.
The barrel's slowly melting off.
This gun's broken. It melted the bottles. Yeah, so Glass, you go up to visit Grackle while
I do,
Grackle's-
yeah, and I'm gonna make a point to like make my presence known.
So you don't get shot.
I'm not gonna be a creep. I'm not gonna sneak up there. And do this in good faith. So I imagine she hears me coming.
She's well aware. Like the Grackles all start making a fuss when you come up on the roof.
Hello, darlings. Moonshine's still locked away.
Nah, he's on parole.
Oh, good. She deserves another chance.
What you need?
A favor.
I can't leave. I can't leave just as much as you can.
No, I think you misunderstand me. How long have you been... And it just sort of points to the gun.
Hmm. I was shooting before I could stand straight.
That's very cool and also heinously irresponsible.
Just sort of shrugs.
I was born with a gun in my hand.
Some people were born with smooths in their mouths. I was born with a gun in my hand.
Right,
Raffle's kind of new.
that's very effective.
Like, we'll take out a pistol, sort of like spin it around her finger, put it back in.
Alright, I'll just be blunt. Can you teach me how to shoot?
Sort of like give you an appraising glance, walk around, stick out your hand.
Okay.
Well, it's pretty steady.
It's all the knife training, I imagine.
Why you want to use a gun?
Because I like having options. And lately, I've found myself in a couple of situations where the option to be a bit further away from a target would have been very pleasant.
Well, you need a license for one of these. Like, points at the rifle.
Oh, I don't think I'll be needing anything as big as that.
Yeah, I reckon you want something more discreet.
Can you teach me?
Yeah, I can teach you. It ain't hard. Just point and shoot. The hardest part is everything in between.
That's the part I don't know.
All right. Grackle's gonna sit you down, and like run you through like all of the gun safety shit. Like, you know, don't point it at anybody. Always treat it like it's loaded. She shows you how to take them apart, put them back together again, how to clean them, and like she has a very methodical like approach to all of this before she even lets you hold a gun. It's like, this is all the shit that you need to prove to me that you can do before I'll even let you point something.
For I think probably the first time ever, because they don't talk a lot one-on-one and everything, but I think this is Grackle's first glimpse of Glass just taking something totally seriously.
I think likewise, you find out how articulate Grackle is. Like, her vocabulary is advanced beyond what you would probably expect, and she's just so precise and very like focused when it comes to things that she's interested in.
Okay.
And then by the end of the scene, I think she has you lined up in front of a row of bottles. You know, 2 hands on a pistol.
Right.
Go on.
Oh, yeah, all right. I try to shoot a gun.
Just for shits and giggles,
For
make
fun?
a roll for me. Yeah, roll hunt.
What's shoot a gun hunt?
It depends.
Nothing.
It really depends.
Yeah, I'll give you probably hunt on this one.
Hunt is for like long distance, and
Yeah.
I think we're doing some distance
Alright,
shooting
I
here.
will try. So I'm gonna roll 2 and take the lower. Oh, I rolled 2 1s.
Oh,
Hold on, let me make a fortune roll here real quick.
Ooh.
That's a 2. That's better than what I rolled.
That there's what you call a jam.
um,
What happens to me? Do I just die?
Die.
yeah, it ricochets back and hits you in the head. And class
Ah!
is
Just
dead.
dead.
No.
Everyone's gonna think
No, this
Grackle
isn't
did
that
it.
serious. This is just we're just doing a funny scene. But you fire the shot, it goes wide. You hear a crash in the distance, and begin to hear the sounds of some commotion, like a block away. Y'all are on the roof, right? Is that where you're over? Yeah, you begin to hear some sounds of commotion. Like, I think the shot came from that way. All right, find out. Let's go.
Grackle reaches over and just sort of like pushes Glass's head down. They both like crouch down. Grackle says,
Okay.
Couple of blue coats come running past.
"That's how we keep rent low."
Well, there's your quote for the session. God damn it.
No.
Oh my god. I think Glass genuinely laughs at that. I think genuinely like laughs a little bit. Okay, listen. The most aiming experience I have from this distance is throwing knives, and as you can imagine, that's very different.
Yeah, it's a bit different in the wrist. Got to be a little bit more stiff there.
Well, regardless, thank you.
You just need some practice.
I'm planning on it. If you don't mind.
Yeah, I gotta make sure that doesn't happen again.
Right. No guns without you present. For now. Thank you, really.
Yeah, well. We already know that Moonshine isn't gonna keep as close an eye on you as I'd like. So, next best thing is making sure you know how to shoot.
Right. I suppose I'll leave you to it for now. Just sort of hand the pistol back.
If I'd rolled a 6 on that fortune die, you would have killed a wraith that was standing on the roof nearby.
That would have been funny as shit.
That would have been sick.
This is way funnier.
That's how we keep rent low.
That's how we
Boy,
keep rent low.
Okay, so any other scenes that y'all want to do, both with each other or with NPCs?
Was there any other scenes before I go do a scene with Salome?
I'm good.
I'm good. I don't think I have anything to talk to Salome about. Yeah, I'm good.
Good, she'd want to talk to you anyway. It's fine.
Hi, Salome. How's your day?
It's fine.
I think it's real late. I think that it's been several days, like a week or more since we got put on lockdown. And Grackle is slowly getting like more and more agitated. And each night she drinks a little bit more. And I think at some point, Salome walks into her office. It's quite late. And there's a heavy haze in the air as Grackle has just been chain smoking cigars.
Did you at least save me one?
She just like looks over you. She's got kind of a glazed look in her eye, and she like offers you the one that she has in her mouth.
I'll take it.
Haven't really found a use for Steiner, have we?
Did you have any ideas?
She just sort of like shakes her head languidly. Nah, that's your place. That's your job.
As I frequently remind you all, I am happy to put the pieces together. I do not rule over any of you. If you have an idea, a thought, please, by all means, bring it to the group.
Yeah, I suppose I haven't been fair to you in that regard. It's that damn sentiment.
She ashes the cigar, takes a seat, probably brings the seat a little closer, does one of these. Are you drunk?
Like her eyes just slide over her.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, this is a first. Are you alright?
Yeah, just been sitting still for too long. It's always what happens when I sit still for too long. Last time I was this still. It's when I met Steiner, actually.
Oh?
It was after the massacre.
Yes.
And he found me and, well, he put a gun in my hand and he showed me where to point it.
He trained you?
He gave me some steady work. Something to do aside from sitting and drinking. I suppose that makes him important to me. But I didn't have to tell you all that. You already knew it. That's why you had us go get him. I forced you into a decision. And you made it on account of my sentiment.
The way that you hold the word sentiment in your mouth as if it's poison. Do you truly believe that none of us have ever made a decision that wasn't in some part affected by care, compassion, sentiment?
Y'all can have sentiment all you like.
But you cannot?
Can't abide it.
Why is that?
I get to the end of all this, I ain't gonna be able to do what I gotta do.
Which is what?
She looks at Salome for a long time.
I don't mean to be thick. I'm just trying to understand.
You deserve that much. Yeah, you deserve that much. She reaches into her duster and she pulls out a journal.
A gun! Oh God, no! Oh. I think Salome does just for a moment. Okay. You never know, okay? You just never know. All right.
I should have burned this when I found it.
What is it?
It's an object of sentiment. She like plops it onto the desk, and she lights a candle, and starts heating up some wax.
May I?
She shakes her head.
All right.
Can you make me a promise?
What would the promise be?
You can have this. You can read it, you can do whatever you like with it. But only after all this is done.
I don't have to do anything with this. Whatever this thing is has truly affected you. I appreciate that now. What's going on, Jack?
Like I said, I've just been sitting still for too long.
Sitting still too long with your thoughts.
She nods.
Well, as you are not a shark, I think you may be in danger of having to sit still sometimes. So, what in your head has caused this change? Is it this? Is it what we've been endeavoring to do?
Can you make me that promise? I don't want it anymore. Either you take it or it's going in the fire.
This object of sentiment, will it help us in any way with our endeavors?
No. I can tell you that.
Then you have my word.
Grackle doesn't look away from her. She just reaches up and grabs the wax that she was heating up, and she pours it over the leather strings of the book that are wrapped around holding it closed. And then she'll just like reach over and grab Salome's wax seal and stamp it. She picks it up, slides it towards Salome. You don't open this unless me or the Baron is dead. I think it'll give you some perspective on the whole thing.
You have my word, Jack.
She hands the book to you.
She'll take it.
As you reach for it, she holds it still, and she reaches over with her other hand and she says, "Shake on it." And with that,
Ghost contract!
we have shaken on a promise.
Yep. Hoisted by my own petard.
Aha!
Ah ha ha ha!
You know who didn't shake on a promise?
All right.
As you take it, there does seem to be like a literal weight lifted off of Grackle's shoulders.
I think Salome will take whatever is left of whatever bottles have been imbibed this evening. Pours a cup of coffee. And pours a glass of water.
Mm.
And
That
leaves
is
them
fair.
both for Jack.
Yeah, she just sleeps in the chair that night.
Buddy.
All right.
Salome!
I can't take it. Yes!
Expense reports!
Fuck.
And that's our scene.
We did it! We completed the loop!
Anything else from anyone?
A lot of our current expenses are coming from healthcare, from people who are...
That's exactly where they should be going.
Oh, and some people were wondering about an upgrade on the dental. I say we are all for it.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Cool. Sorry, just...
I know a good barber who'd give you a deal.
Look, the jewelry box, just brutal criminal organization. Great benefits, though. Great.
Just fantastic benefits.
Oh
You're
my
gonna
God.
die, but you're also insured, so
Like,
cool.
Oh. Nothing else?
When are we gonna have our baseball scene? Sorry.
What,
right
like-
now. Roll for initiative. No.
Blades in the Dark baseball, though?
Oh god.
Sorry.
it would all be narrative. Like,
Well, you could, like, get territories, like, upgrade your bats and your, like, dugout and stuff. Well,
Dear god.
Listen, I'm down. Let's do it. All right, let's come up with an entire
Rivalries with other
baseball mechanic
teams.
right now.
Do a fucking job to go steal the other team's mascot.
It's not like we haven't done an entire sports anime as a series on this channel before.
That is true.
That's how we're gonna solve this war. We're gonna challenge them to a game of baseball.
Well, now I gotta write a whole new ending to the campaign. Okay, so scenes are done.
Yeah.
Free play. So, I think we need some score planning. We can cut back. I guess this is probably a good time if y'all wanted to do any information gathering for
Oh,
we're
yes,
kind of moving
fucking
into score
please.
play into score phase. So this is the best time to do information gathering if you want to for your next job, which seems like an assassination or something similar.
coup.
All right, let's so gathering information. Salome, you said you want to do something.
Yes, fucking please. Yeah. Gonna use my weaving the web, which will give me a 5th dice to this consort roll. Consort, not consort. Consort is a person. Consort is a verb. We're pressing every friendly face we know to get the intel on the higher ups of the Wraiths. We know all the foot soldiers. We know the ones we've run into. We can get intel on that ground level, no problem. We need to know, and fast, who's pulling the strings here.
Okay, so you want to know a little bit about who's in charge of the
Who is in
of the Wraiths.
charge? Who is
Okay.
their daddy, and what does he do?
Yeah, just gonna roll for that.
Woo! That's a 6.
6. Okay.
Everything else was 2s and 3s, but there is one 6 in there. On 5
So-
fucking dice.
I will tell you this. Give you some information on the Wraiths, because y'all have done a little bit of homework on them before. You've had your dealings with them. You know that the Wraiths are very secretive about their membership, like a lot of groups are in Dustfall. They are mostly like thieves, spies. They actually are pretty similar to your operation, just at a larger scale. Which is one of the reasons why, you know, y'all operating on turf, this is kind of inevitable that something like this would happen. Especially when y'all made a move against them. You would know, like, so they wear masks to preserve their identities in public. Most of the time they're working behind the scenes. They don't really show their faces, and like I'd say the one difference between y'all's operations is they don't typically go like face forward into jobs. They don't like assume identities and do the, like, that's not usually their MO. Usually that's a bit too personal for their operation. However, with a 6, I'd say, like, asking around, kind of pressing your contacts for information, you are given a name of somebody who or you're given 2 names of people that are well affiliated with the Wraiths. Actually, no, I'm going to give you 1 because what you specifically asked for. I think the other one I'll save for if somebody else gathering information. The leaders of the Wraith, they go by Slate. SLAT. The only reason that you're able to find this name is because of the contacts that you press and the ones that you work with, the ones that, you know, y'all have connections with people that are pretty like neutrally affiliated. They're not like your best friends, but they aren't gonna fuck you over. But they work with the Wraiths, and they'll do business with them. And Slate will often conduct some of that business personally. The impression that you're given from people that have worked with them is like very very like charismatic, doesn't really give a lot, like I would say very, very charismatic, but not in sort of that way of like, how are you doing, and less like, how am I doing? You know, ask a lot of
Less
questions.
Less an influencer, like, more a journalist. Like, no, really, please tell
kind
me
of,
everything.
They have a very like sophisticated demeanor to them. They are very like somebody who could blend in really well with the maybe not like the upper echelons of society, but sort of the movers and shakers of Dustfall. And that's why the Wraiths have been able to build themselves out, is even though they're very secretive, Slate does a lot of the like face-to-face kind of interactions on behalf of the group. Mostly everyone else tends to stick to the shadows. So if there is a face to put with the Wraiths, it would be Slate. But yeah, and you know, has a reputation for like the Wraiths are not the oldest group in Dustfall. They have been around for you know, maybe just shy of a decade now. They've like built themselves up pretty quickly, and they take on some big gigs. They do some pretty they take some big swings, which has both worked and gone against them in the past. Most recently, the one that you would know of is actually one that y'all were on the tail of. To remind y'all, the Wraiths were the ones that stole that map for the Leviathan hunting grounds from a brothel and night market. directly from a Leviathan hunter there. So that was that's a pretty strong, pretty bold move for a faction that doesn't have as much influence in Dustfall as a whole. I'd say with a 6, I think that's what you get. You gather information.
So at the very least, this slate is a well-known figurehead for the Wraiths, if not maybe someone that's actually making some decisions.
As far as you know, they're the leader of the Wraiths. Okay. Yeah. I'd say with your poking around with a full success, you have ample reason to believe they are the leader of this group.
Okay.
Who else wants to do some poking around?
I could do a study if you wish.
That'd be great. So more like trying to understand how they operate.
Yeah, like a foot pattern of like foot traffic throughout the city, like what heists are specifically their MO, like figuring out their MO and stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Go for it.
Because maybe we might be able to pin some jobs on them. Position is risky standard.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm dumb.
Ooh.
That's a big shame. Look at that.
That's pretty rough, my guy.
Yeah. That's a piss poor roll on it.
Yeah,
3
so it's
dice?
2 1s and a 2.
Yeah.
Karmic, like, I rolled real well earlier.
Yeah, we got the really good rolls in downtime, and now it's we're seeing the other end of that swing.
Gotta balance it out, yeah.
Here's what I'll tell you. You are so how does Fume kind of approach this? Is it like with a study? I imagine like taking some of Salome's information and maybe trying to like observe some of the Wraiths in action.
Essentially, like he's up on that spot where Grackle and Glass were a few like nights before, and he had very obviously spyglass out, tracking like a Wraith over the roof. The Wraith turns their head. They see like a little glint, a couple of like houses over.
All right, that's a full fail. I gotta be hard on this one. I'll tell you this. I'll give you this little bit of information, just be based on your failed observations of them. It is extremely hard to pinpoint like what they are doing and like their modus operandi. Like they seem to have some sort of like you'll catch a few like identified members of the Wraiths, that the few that you have that are operating, and then you're having to do most of this at night. They don't like operate in like middle of the day, like open hours. It's a lot of like mass, like cloak and dagger kind of stuff. From your operations or from your observations of them, like communication between like seems to be very efficient. You don't see them passing notes or anything. If anything, you see them making at several points like hand gestures at each other. And I'd say from that, just based on your natural intelligence, they have some form of like encoded like private sign language that they use to speak with each other. You are not able to identify how this language works, but you do identify that it exists. I will say though, based on that roll, while you are observing them one night, you notice like you see like a group of them. You've been trailing one for a little bit. They kind of meet up with 2 of them on the edge of the canals, engage, like sign to each other, and then seem to like break off in different directions. And as you're sitting up here and kind of waiting to see where they go, you notice just enough that you hear a creaking from the rooftop beside you, and you can see a masked figure climbing up on the roof towards you. They are like moving up, and they are drawing like a blade from their side.
Fume knows at least one hand gesture, I want to posit. And it's 2 middle fingers as he starts to run away.
Okay, you're gonna try to run.
Yeah, like try to break line of sight and then like hide myself in some detritus.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to prowl. Unless there's another one you want to go for.
Yeah, I'll go for prowl. I'm actually pretty decent in that.
Buddy, come on.
All right. Fume, you
That's a
try
3,
to run.
everybody.
So
Yes.
yeah, that is a 3.
So I should have made you shake hands with me.
That's
'Cause
what I
then
meant
you would have
by-
been cursed
I
and
would have
gotten 3 harm and basically died before they got to you. So
essentially.
Gotta stop rolling these double ones, my guy.
You jump off of the roof, or you scale down the roof like you're trying to make a run. As soon as you hit the ground and you start to like duck around this alleyway, you are suddenly just like clocked, like clotheslined as you come around the bend, just like right in the jugular as one of the wraiths catches you and just drives you to the ground. I'm gonna say you're gonna take some harm unless you want to roll to resist.
I will. Wait, do I have the thing?
you have no stress. Fucking roll to resist.
I'm gonna
right
roll to
goddamn
resist.
now.
Yeah, rolling to resist.
All right.
That would
this
be...
will be what's the physical one? Is it prowess?
Yes.
Okay. This will be prowess resist.
Okay. Here we go. 4.
Okay. 4. So you suffer 2 stress. Good and worse.
Better than harm.
You are just
yeah.
dropped to the ground as this one like pins you down. The other one, it quickly comes like running up around as this one has like driven you to the ground. You can feel the knife kind of pushing at your sternum as this one growls down at you from underneath the mask, says, "All right, buddy. You've been trailing us for a few hours now. What's your game?"
Mostly information gathering.
Right. You one of those servant fucks.
More or less, yeah.
Okay then. Talk. What's your game here?
Hide and seek. I'm going to use my venomous ability by pushing myself.
Okay.
And I have I think it's called eye blind.
Okay.
Let me double check. Blades in the dark. I'm sorry, I'm cracking open the PDF. I should have this open.
No, it's all good. I can look and pull it up too.
227, yes, 226. Poisoned, drown, eye
Eye
blind,
blind,
a
yeah.
powder that causes blindness for a moment.
Okay. All right. You will. I need you to. You push yourself. I think we can do this as. So I mean, you're gonna have to make a roll to like.
Right.
to
It's a
use
sneak
this.
attack, so I'm gonna argue for prowl.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow that.
Success.
All right.
Time.
Okay. You quickly. How does this look?
He has the blade pressed up against Fume's throat,
Yeah.
and without regard for himself, he pushes into it, cracking the two a vial on the side next to his jugular, and he just into their eyes.
Yeah. You blind like this sprayed up like I'd say even with the mask there are like gaps there. You are just like straight into their eyes. You can see they like lurch to the side, falling off of you, and begins to let out a string of curses. Fucking hell! Giving you enough time to like scramble to your feet. And
Can I throw a vial of alkahest? No, binding oil at his feet.
Oh well, this one's blinded. Yeah, you want to throw it at the other,
other
that's
guy,
not,
yeah.
that's not blinded. Okay. What would this be? I guess we could do another prowl here. This is kind of catching them both off guard.
I'm gonna push myself for this to give myself one last die. Another success.
Another success. You smash that to the ground just as he steps into it and kind of like lurches forward as his boot is almost pulled off of his foot. Kind of falls down on one knee into it.
This guy stumbles to one knee. There is a click of a gun as Fume presses his pistol against their temple.
There's just a moment of silence in the night air as the gun clicking seems to silence everything else. The other guy just on the ground, just grumbling, just, God, so...
I'm going to walk that way now. In 10 seconds, you will hear a glass vial break and you'll be able to move and help your friend. Do not come after me.
Just get going.
Undoes the the hammer, holsters it, and walks away. I think the scene is like a camera movement as Fume pulls out one last vial, throws it in the air, and it just starts spinning over a building and hits directly on the guy's feet.
Okay. Smashes at his feet. You are out of sight as they are presumably able to pull themselves free.
What are the odds that Widdershins was able to come back to Grackle and let her know what was going on?
Let me just do a fortune roll. Do 2 dice for your grapples.
Again, this bird's name means unlucky.
I will say they get back a little bit after, after this has happened. So like it you didn't get the notice, like you weren't able to react and move until Fume had already like kind of dealt with the situation. But you are,
That's fair.
Your Grackle gets back to you.
Could this be an opportunity to we piggyback off of this for a hunt roll to try and track them back to their hideout?
Interesting. You would do like, okay, so we can kind of just chain this into your gather information.
I think
hunt
essentially,
instead.
yeah.
if you'll let me, the Grackle does get back to Widdershins does get back to Grackle. She arrives just to see the last like bit of altercation where Fume spat in the guy's eye and Alcahest the other guy.
I'm gonna say that's gonna depend on Grackle's hunt, because with the mixed success with the 5 with the fortune roll,
Right.
kind of like that has
Already transpired, and they're
by the time
moving on.
Grackle is advised.
Got it.
So
notified.
the hunt roll basically decides whether or not she makes it in time to be able to find
follow
them,
yeah.
and then follow them. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Love it. All right.
No one ever gets to see how cool Fume can be.
Well, gladly they didn't
saw-
see that that whole thing. They got the end of it. That would have been super cool.
Action. Me. Hunt. Standard, right?
Yeah, we'll go with risky standard on this.
All right. Yo. That's a 5.
Okay. With a 5, with a mixed success, what I will give you is you arrive at the spot. Like, I imagine like passing Fume along the way.
Yeah.
He's
like
wrapping his neck up.
Fume turns a corner and you see Widdershins like flitter to a shadow at the end of the at the end of the alley, and it's just Grackle just standing there like.
The office, Dwight turning to Amy. Fuck!
And she goes, "Which way?
Allie, that way.
Clean yourself up, old man."
Trying! Bleeding everywhere, profusely. And she's gone.
Yeah, she's gone.
With that hunt, you don't get there. They're gone by the time you get there, but you have a couple, like I imagine a couple Grackles in the area kind of point you along the way. And you cross a few buildings heading deeper into Silk Shore, kind of on the other side, towards Laguna, the other side from the east where the jewelry box is located. and you don't see them enter or anything, but you do arrive at a building that has a few grackles kind of perched up on the edge, signifying that this is where they went to. And it is a shop called the Wicked Traveler. So like curiosities boutique, like sell like kind of knickknacks and like strange, like almost like a pawn shop vibe, I guess you would say. It is currently closed. There's no light coming from inside, but your grackles seem to indicate this is where they went.
Great. All right. That was my gather information roll.
Yep. So is there anything that Glass wants to do?
I don't know. Do we need more information?
You have a lot right now.
Yeah. Grackle is happy to pass along the information to the rest of the group.
Do we want to risk another roll for more info, or are we comfortable with where we stand?
I mean, karmically, I've absorbed a lot of bad rolls.
I'm tempted for una más.
What do you guys want to know?
Like, also Fume shot up to 5 stress now.
Yeah.
What are you worried about? People's stress. God, look, we can do this to ourselves.
What do we want to know?
We know the higher up. We know a hangout, a place to find him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can you either contact a ghost and see who has killed him that would like some revenge, or I don't know, any dirt on this guy? He's got to have dirt. I mean, we could just go blow the shop up, I suppose. But where's the fun in that?
I want to know.
Thinking about it.
I want to know how important this location is to them.
That's true.
Okay.
Like, how often is it open? Like, do they ever open? Like, what are they doing in there?
Comings and goings and entrances and exits and...
Yeah, is this an important place, or is this, just tertiary?
Is it by a train that we can do a callback to episode 1 on?
Okay.
Is
I'll
this a... Yeah.
I'll prowl around. And try to get a sense of that kind of thing. So, comings and goings, how many people are actually coming and going from this location? Are they bringing anything in, bringing anything out? Anybody that looks like they're of like particular rank, maybe visiting this location.
Sure. Yeah. So prowl. That's what you're looking for gather information.
Would love to prowl.
Go for it. Roll to prowl. We'll go risky standard again.
Okay, I have 4 for prowl.
Yeah, good stuff.
Do I push 4 or 5? Nope. I'm gonna save it.
Okay.
4 is a lot of dice.
4
That's
is
a lot of dice.
4 is gonna give you something.
Okay, that's a 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. 5. So you spend some time in the area after Grackle relays this information to you, kind of gathering some information on the shop. You see a lot of people coming and going from the store. It seems to be pretty popular. Like just generally during the day, a lot of business coming in and out. Some people going in to sell things, some people going into, like I said, pawn shop vibe.
But it's open like a lot during the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah, it operates normal business hours for most of the businesses in Silk Shore. It's not like a nightlife establishment, so it's not open in the evening.
But like a 9 to 5 kind of.
Mm-hmm, yeah. You are able to gather the man who owns the shop goes by Loop,
Okay.
Loop. has been running this shop for a while now. It's been open for probably about like 8 years or so. So it's pretty well established, well respected in the area. Loop is a kind of an older gentleman, wiry, has a kind of like a mad scientist vibe to him.
Doc
You
Brown?
can see is like, like, yeah, kind of Doc Brown-ish. You kind of gather based on your like observations, this place is is very like meticulous with inspecting things that come in, gets in a lot of altercations with customers like over the value of an item, people coming in and trying to sell something for a lot more than it's worth, and like is just like eagle-eyed, identifying things that are like fakes or anything that is that isn't quite right, and just generally kind of has a pretty moody vibe. It doesn't seem really great with the customers, but still the shop is very well regarded. They sell all sorts of stuff here too. Some of it is like, you know, anything from like art to some like equipment, some like antique swords and firearms, just a real like hodgepodge of stuff that you're able to identify here. That's pretty much like for like its normal like business hours. I'll give you a couple of other things, like because I imagine you also try to observe it like at night to see if there are any like comings and goings for the wraiths here. You do see some people coming in and out of the shop in the evening. Most of the time they are very clearly up to no good. Sometimes coming in with like bags full of like jingling items, or like coming in with like a cart that they're like unloading crates off of, going into the shop. You never see them bringing anything out of the shop though. It's always stuff going in. The other thing I will give you, based on your observations, your unique abilities, being able to see into the ghost field, there is, like, as far as you can tell, like arcane protections on the building. Not something that is usually common in Dustfall to most businesses, but you can gather there are some protections, some wardings that are on the building that are out of the ordinary. Probably from that you could intuit that it's a pretty important location.
Yeah, those aren't easy to come by.
No, they would need a whisper or an occultist of some skill to be able to put something like that into place.
Okay, I'll pass that along.
Okay. I think everybody did their gather informations, so we can get into some more of the score planning. I don't know if y'all want to have any conversations in character before we get into that.
No conversations in character. But I have a theory about what you're doing here. And I just want to know that if it happens, I was onto your shit.
You wanna like shoot me a DM, or do you want to say what it is? I'm curious.
Get it on the record.
Call your
regardless.
shot, Wings.
Call the shot right now.
I honestly, I don't want to kill the reveal. It might be fun.
Shoot
I'll
a
send you
DM. Shoot a DM.
I'll shoot the DM. I'm not going to shoot the DM. I'm going to shoot a DM.
That would be a feat.
If you roll high enough, legend is.
You murder the DM from several hundred miles away.
You become the DM.
Look at me. I am the DM now.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to shoot that to me, I'm curious what your theory is. But all right. So we can go ahead and get into score planning. We can set this up if y'all want.
I like how you say if we want, like that's not the next step in the rules of the game.
I just meant if there's nothing else y'all wanted to do before then.
You know, if you want.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. The get into the score planning and engagement. Okay, cool. So, what are y'all thinking for your job type here? Like, what's with the information you have on hand? What do you want your approach to be?
Let's blow up an antique shop.
Reminder for those out there that aren't looking at them, options are assault, to do violence to a target, deception, lure, trick, or manipulate, stealth, trespass unseen, occult, engage a supernatural power, social, negotiate, bargain, or persuade, and transport, carry cargo or people through danger.
Do we still want to turn them against each other? Like, do we still want to try and make that happen?
That'd be funny.
Because if there's a whisper on their side that put up arcane wards and stuff like that, what if we fuck with the wards to make it look like there was, you know, a backdoor sort of something in there? Like, if we could turn the whisper and this eccentric inventor type against each other, like, that would be a good start.
Like, make them think that the Whisper Trojan horsed something in.
Exactly.
This discussion's happening. Fume turns to glass. You'd never do that to me, would you?
Oh, of course not, darling.
Oh, okay. I share the same sentiment.
Sorry, this is exactly a mission in Hitman 3. There's literally one where there's two of them, and one of them's all sciencey, and one of them's all like, woo, and you can turn them against each other to kill them. Both. It's literally a thing that exists in Hitman 3. I'm living out my dreams here.
Do we still want to do that? Do we still want to try and turn them against each other?
I love it. I think really
that's
fun.
fantastic.
And then we absorb the winner.
Yup.
Make them fight! Put them in the poison bottle!
Yup.
Let
Whoever-
them fight.
Whoever comes out will be stronger than ever.
Yeah, and then we
fine.
offer whoever wins a job.
Yeah.
I love this.
I'm down. I love it.
Let's go.
What is
Okay,
that?
so
Sab-
probably deception.
Deception?
Yeah, lure, trick, or manipulate.
I'm all about it.
100%.
So the method of your deception, like, so vaguely you are like wanting to somehow cause a rift between them and turn them against each other.
Yeah.
So what do you see, like, what is the method of doing so? Like, how would you approach that?
Ghosts?
Yeah.
Ghosts.
It's ghosts.
I mean, Ghost is right there.
Listen, we
If
haven't
the
pulled
Whisper is the
ghosts
one
out
we're
of-
throwing under the bus,
Yeah. We haven't pulled ghosts out of the old toolkit in a while. It's getting dusty.
It has been a while.
yeah.
Gotta
And I
brush
will
it off.
say, if
Keep
we're
it
gonna
sharp.
if we're gonna try to set one of them up, fucking around with ghosts is in theory much easier
Yeah.
than like sabotaging a machine or something.
Yep. Also, we set up the whisper. Like, if they start, like, realizing that it's us and not them, we just throw them under the Ghost Warden's bus. Just throw them to the wolves.
Yeah.
Spirit Wardens, sorry.
Oh, wait. I have something I just thought about.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Before we get into the score, should I solidify my Spirit Warden job?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you hadn't done that.
I forgot I told that guy I was gonna
Oh no,
forgot I
that's
told-
I'm committing the blades in the dark sin of trying to like plan ahead.
Sin.
But like that's how we turn the whisper against the rest of the group is by making them think that they've been turned into the spirit wardens by the rest of them.
Can I do one more scene?
Yes!
Sure. Yeah. Unconventional, but I'll allow it.
Listen, we both forgot, okay?
That's fine. Yeah.
There was a lot happening internally.
Me, I never forget anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
You've never forgotten a single thing in your life.
Yeah. So what does Glass do?
Well, Bakugo said that he wanted
Bakaros.
That time I said it wrong on purpose. Bakaros. Said a week, right?
Yeah, he
We'd meet again in a
vaguely was
week.
like, take a couple weeks, like think about it. It's been a few weeks at this point.
So I will set up another a meeting with him, an official meeting, because of being official.
Okay.
If it means that I get to talk to that nice old lady
Yeah, you head back to
in her
the
teller window,
to the crematorium.
Then, yeah.
You head up to the teller window. That nice old lady. She's just, oh, hi there.
hi again.
I recognize you.
I've brought her a coffee
Oh, thank you.
because I like her.
Can I help you?
Yes, I had a meeting with Bakaros.
Right. Give me a moment. She like sips the coffee and puts it to the
Take your
side.
time. Take your time.
Have them right out. And you go and you sit again. Wait a few minutes. Door opens and the same, or presumably the same mask approaches you.
Is it the same voice?
Approaches and says, Glass, it's nice to see you again. As far as you can tell, it's the same voice.
I don't remember. Great, love that. Yes, well,
Should we adjourn to my office?
certainly.
Leads you back to the office, same place as before. You sit across, sits there as well. Says, can I offer you anything? Drink?
Yes, a physical copy of whatever contract I'm signing with you.
Very well. And takes reaches into the desk and pulls out a few pieces of paper and says, we don't do much in writing, but there are some authorizations that you'll be allowed, things that we have to file, given your new status. I'm glad you decided to accept our offer.
I find it vaguely interesting, so...
And you understand the gravity of what you're agreeing to.
I imagine so, but if there's anything you want to go over, I'm happy to listen.
Slides the paper across to you and says, most of the details are there. You'll be offered compensation for assignments you are given and that are completed. You will be allowed into our inner sanctums. However, your identity is to remain anonymous, both to members within this organization, excluding myself, and to those outside. No one who knows you as Glass, Asher, or any of your aliases can know that you are one of us. And no one within the Wardens will know Glass.
Except for you.
Except for me.
And that is where my questions lie.
I am bound by the same agreement. I will neither divulge nor insinuate your position or your true identity to any within our organization.
Or
On
what?
that you have my word. In the results that happens, our agreement is void. And you are released from any obligations you hold to us.
And that's all.
That's all.
See, that's a problem.
Sits back. And why is that?
Yeah, it seems to me a weak point within your organization as a whole. If you know my identity going in, I imagine you know the identities of many of the current spirit wardens, or many in your position know at least the identity of one current spirit warden. And yet, if you betray what I imagine your organization considers the most sacred of trust, nothing happens.
You can't see, but you can almost feel a smile from behind the mask as he says, I can promise you that my well-being and livelihood are as much at risk as yours, should I break this agreement.
And how are they to even know who you are? Aren't all of you Bokkaros at some point?
There are means of judging and adjudicating withholdings to a contract beyond mortal means.
I'm keenly aware of this. Which ones do the spirit wardens use?
Look for yourself. Gestures to the contract on the table.
I read it.
You look down at it, and I'd say it's not so much as you focus your attention on it. You look over the text, and it's very plain. Like there isn't much like legalese to it. It's just like you will do X, Y, and Z. In return, we guarantee X, Y, and Z. There are two places to sign on the bottom of the paper. One for you and one for Bokkaros. But as you focus your attention, it's not so much the script that gains your focus. You seeing into the ghost field have a keen eye for those same like arcane wardings and protections. Then what you can tell here is there isn't like a warding on this, but there is a powerful effect, some sort of ritual has been performed. This isn't like ordinary paper, and as you're looking at it too, like this isn't like parchment. This is like vellum. This is a very like meticulous and almost ornate document here. But what you can gather from it is there is some sort of arcane ritual that is placed upon this document.
A final question.
Yes.
How are you expected to sign this contract? As Bokkaros? Or as someone else?
Sort of sits back. There's a moment of silence that permeates the room, and says, I'll sign with my name, of course.
You didn't answer my question.
I'm afraid I can't say more than that.
All right. You first.
The He takes the form. There's an inkwell between the two of you with two quills in it. Dips that. Scratches onto the paper. Turns it to face you. I assume you read the
Yeah.
name. You look down, and there is a name written there. But as much as you try to read it, the name slips off of your mind like water off a rooftop.
That's a bit of an unfair trick.
No trick. The moment you sign, I won't know your name either. Not until the contract is broken.
Sorry.
All right. Then I suppose we have a deal.
Reaches down before you sign, grabs into the drawer, takes an item, like a small like bundle of items, and places it on the desk next to the contract in front of you, and says, "I believe you may have one or two of these already, but this one is yours." And there is a wrapped up in a cloak, similar to the cloaks the rest of the spirit wardens wear. It's nothing fancy. It's like a gray, like wool cloak with a like a kind of like a heavy lining around it, so it weighs a bit heavier on your body, and a brass polished mask of design, which I will leave to you if there's anything specific you want.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Well, pleasure doing business with you.
Likewise. I recommend putting on the mask as soon as you've signed.
Perhaps I'll do it before, just in case.
Very well. Put on the mask, and you sign.
Yep.
You sign the page. As you do, the text in front of you, even your own name, becomes illegible on the page. And with the mask now sitting securely obscuring you from this person, Bakros, you see they sort of shift for a second. You feel a chill run up your body, like from where you signed the like from your fingertips that gripped the pen up your arm, across your body, just like a wave of a chill running through you, as it seems like whatever binding spell on this document has now taken hold of you. And you feel something with very acute certainty that breaking this contract, that whatever effect is currently on you, is powerful and could very well result in your death if broken.
This is the first time Glass has felt something in a while.
As you finish with your mask, do you put on the cloak too, or just the mask?
Oh no, I gotta put on the cloak too.
Okay, you pull that on. They take the page,
So-
wrap it up, slide it into like a lead tube, and drops it into a small opening on the side of the desk. It says, "Very well. There are a few things of import we should go over before you leave, but welcome, Warden.
I'm sure it will be a pleasure.
Follow me. And you are led into the Spirit Warden's inner sanctums. I'm gonna tell you later what it is. Some of the things secrets that I'm told.
I've interrupted us enough.
No, that is gonna stay between you and me.
Yep.
Because Glass can't tell anyone about this.
Nope.
So, we cut back job planning.
Sorry.
With that having Glass, you have that
It's mightily helpful.
You have that mask secreted away in your room, knowing that how precious it is that you don't let anyone know that you have it. So
I have my little hidey hole that no one else knows about.
yeah. Well, knowing how much everyone in this group likes to snoop, I'm sure you take extra precautions to make sure that nobody finds out about it.
Oh,
I
speaking
create a
of
second
secrets,
one.
Speaking of secrets and things that we forgot, I realized I went back and I read the ghost contract, and like there's like a reciprocity to that, where if either of them breaks the contract, they get cursed. And the deal that we made was very one-sided on Salome's end. Should we give Grackle something like her own part of the deal? Like,
I'm gonna say y'all can if you want to. You don't have to though. The terms of the ghost contract can just be one-sided if the other party agrees to it. Like, because that's the thing. Nobody's going to agree to a one-sided deal unless it benefits them or unless it's something they want to do. So
Exactly.
you know,
This is Salome putting all of her trust in you.
yeah.
Yep.
So even if it's one-sided, that's okay. Yeah.
Salome don't shake on shit unless she means it. So
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm fine with letting it stand if y'all don't want to add some sort of reciprocal arrangement there.
no need on her end.
All right. And yeah, you know what you picked up on there is this is very similar to Salome's ghost contract that Glass just agreed to. So with all of that, so your method of approach, your detail here, method of
Ghost stuff.
deception. So you're wanting to do method approach is manipulating them with like arcane means is kind of the way I'm interpreting that.
I mean, that's how it's going to start out. But
Yeah, obviously it'll build out from there. We don't need all the details, but you're planning on using ghosts to somehow cause this to manipulate.
We know they have a whisper, and we're gonna manipulate that.
Perfect.
Yes.
So we're doing deception, and I'll add. Ghost stuff. All right. Let us decide our engagement roll here. So
we get to decide? 6.
Double 6.
2 6s.
So 1 die for sheer luck. Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're trying to frame someone from an opposite faction who's well ingrained into said faction.
I also
trying
just
to-
think
Faction.
starting out with ghosts is like...
Yeah.
We went nuclear really fast
We
here.
really
Yeah,
took the
we're
nuclear
also-
option.
We're also trying to like manipulate people who are already allied into being like
Yeah, it's
No
pretty
longer
bold
outright.
to
It's
try
pretty
to.
bold.
So I'll give you a die for that. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
Nah.
I
Ghosts.
mean, okay. The factors that it's contingent on, though, are like there are quite a number of them that.
Okay, name 3. I'm gatekeeping the dice. Name 3 factors.
Right now.
the whisper,
Right now. Don't
the
Google
inventor,
it. Right now.
and the.
Danae!
I'm on
I mean,
Val's side.
So
Or
it
yeah,
is
Val's
like
side.
the social factors.
Who are
I'd
we?
say
What
there's,
are our names?
I could
don't know
do
anymore.
this
I'm
either
sorry.
way.
We don't either.
I'm gonna give you. I'll let y'all keep your die for that one. Even though I feel it, I don't have like the strongest argument for it, other than just being like, boy, does that sound like it's gonna be a lot. But I'm already gonna punish you for that in a later one. So,
Yeah, I mean,
does this plan?
the ghosts are going to be a lot on their own, but like it's just contingent on one factor, and it's this group not trusting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we
Yeah.
can break that,
true.
everything else will follow.
Well,
Does this plan? Oh,
Wings.
sorry, go.
It's okay. I'll put it this way. Like, this is a secretive group. Secrecy breeds paranoia. Like,
That's true.
I can see where you're coming from.
No, I see where you're coming from. I'm just gonna argue in favor of it.
Does this plan's
you-
detail
you-
expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? You're specifically hitting them where they're strongest right now.
Oops.
In their base. I unless somebody has a real strong argument for me, I can't really.
We're
I don't
hitting them
know.
in their paranoia.
Yeah, is paranoia.
But you
considered a
don't
weakness?
know, like you're not exposing that vulnerability. Y'all don't even
I've
know.
decided
if there
they're
is a-
paranoid.
You've decided they're paranoid. You can't just invent things.
This is a collaborative game, Val.
The name of the game.
This game is only inventing things.
Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defense or special preparations? They do. You know about them.
We do know about them,
You do know about
which
their.
helps, but it doesn't, I imagine, take away the penalty.
No, you lose
Yeah.
a die for that one. So we're back down to one die.
That's fair.
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Ghost wardens. Spirit wardens. That's what they're called.
Thank you, calling them ghost wardens.
Oh man. Yeah.
I'm gonna say you do have. I mean, you also have your gang. Like you have people that can help you with this. I can give you the die for that one. I'm gonna immediately take it away though. Are there any enemies or rivals interfering with this operation? Yes.
We're at
Yes,
war
there are. You're at
with
war.
them.
They're gonna interfere with you. Any other elements you want to consider?
I'm
We
a
have a-
spirit warden.
Powerful whisper, who we do not know, but is a spirit warden.
That's
who
double
made us
whisper
with
power.
this.
Could we get the ink rakes involved for some tabloid stuff?
I did give you the die for people helping you, so that
Okay.
would go into the enemies. You only got one die for people helping you, not one die for every faction helping you.
Hey guys, you want to mess with them real quick? Yeah, sure. I know what to do.
But you did specifically go and do the spirit warden thing. I can give you the die for the spirit warden.
I'm a spirit warden now.
So
So if I can't fuck with them by myself,
there are some you could
could
pitch
switch.
this in a way. Yeah. It's tenuous because you don't even know if they're doing anything the spirit wardens would go up against. But
Still,
you're essentially
we know-
creating a situation that maybe the spirit wardens would be interested in.
yeah, when just like
Right.
even just a group that has like preemptively put up arcane wards, I feel like I
Exactly.
could at least be like, hey,
You,
can I
you're
get
essentially
get some extra eyes on this?
you're setting their
Yeah.
building on fire and then accusing them of arson. Is kind
Yeah.
of like what.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
They
So
can't
give
Done
me
it
that
before,
assurance.
and we'll do it again.
yes.
And then you're
I
gonna
said
lose
this
a die.
earlier. We're not good people.
Yeah, we're not good people.
So I'll give you a die for that one, and then you're gonna lose a die because they're a higher tier target than you.
All right, that's
Uh,
fine.
But,
We're not good people to
but
others.
+1 from
Become
my
easy
weaving
go.
the web.
Okay, so we're at 2 dice.
That ain't bad.
That's pretty good considering.
It's been
That ain't
worse. Okay,
Could've been.
so
I Lord Wes.
we're gonna do the same thing we did for the last job. We're gonna roll the fortune roll,
And let us just ruminate
and
on
we're
it
just
for
gonna
a week.
ruminate on it for the next week. All right,
I feel
2
like
dice.
that works pretty well.
I need to
Everybody,
check to-
everybody, focus up. Think
I do
about
need to check
sixes.
one thing real quick. Does being at war affect this?
I think it's heat
It
generation.
would be crazy if it did.
It would be crazy. No, it does not. Okay.
Okay, everybody think of
Uh,
sixes. We're manifesting. Chat.
Close. 5.
Close.
Mixed success.
Sorry, I was chanting one in my head.
You bit.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
We're gonna circle back around to that after stream
Mixed success on the approach.
in our stand-up later.
Alrighty. Well, with that in mind, I'm going to take the week to think about where this is going to start. I love having a week to think about this.
It's nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Am
great.
Am I close at all with my guess that I sent you?
Tell
me if I'm close. Tell me if I'm close.
Warmer.
Yeah.
Only
So-
you can decide if you're close or not. Ew.
What I'm gonna tell you is that yes, but I hadn't intended that.
Yeah.
It's something that I've just stumbled into, but yeah.
Like, wait a second.
I'm not even gonna do the DM bullshit of being like, yes, I had this plan the whole time.
I can't tell you how many times I've had that exact situation where I go, hey, I know what you're doing. And they're like, I am, but I didn't intend it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's why I love getting players' conspiracy theories, because a lot of times I'll just be like, delete my notes.
Oh shit, that's way better than I had planned.
Actually, they're way better than whatever I said.
That's honestly, I mean, everyone out there who runs games, that's the best tip that you can take away.
Like,
is
Take shit from your
be-
players.
Yep.
They're excited about
I
it.
do it constantly.
delete your
Yes.
art. Be
Delete your
fully be fully open to my player has just presented something that's 100 times better than what I
Kill
came
your
up with.
darlings and hero your players' darlings because
Yes.
they're better than yours.
Sometimes you'll come up with stupid things that are not better than what I had planned, but sometimes they're
That's
But sometimes
my
they're
job.
great, because the most wonderful thing about that is that like your players are coming up with all of these theories and everything only based on the information that you've given them.
Exactly.
And that's a
Exactly.
great source of like, have I gotten too in the weeds? Is this actually better? Like,
It's basically
Think
like
about that
the
shit.
original like AI generation. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to like. I just plug my ideas
plug in the important
into
stuff.
y'all's brains.
We
and
are
see what you come up with.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, essentially.
and sometimes the answer is better.
Yeah,
So,
sometimes
sometimes.
it is.
Consider it.
Sometimes.
All right.
Put your
well,
GM
let's
pride away.
exactly.
Your players are smart too.
Exactly.
How's
GM,
your
playing
your
with
pride
it?
Yeah,
on
and I
the
think
show.
that goes into the like
No,
Power by the
yeah.
Apocalypse, Blaze in the Dark. Like, you know, be
Yeah.
a fan of your players.
Be your
like,
player's biggest fan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, awesome. Let's go ahead and do our end of session questions.
Hey, woo.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Nearly forgot.
yeah.
Progression.
All right, advancement. We didn't have any desperate action rolls today. Maybe some of them should have been, but we didn't. We
That's on you, my friend.
yeah, some of them got close. I just like couldn't. It's such like a gut call, like whether something is like desperate or not. And yeah. Playbook specific XP triggers. Anyone get there?
Calculation conspiracy, baby.
Technical skill and mayhem.
Knowledge or arcane power.
Yeah, you did do that.
Tracking.
And tracking. Yeah, everybody got their one for that.
It's been a long time since we got to check those during downtime. Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
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 I just leveled my prowess.
You. Oh, nice.
Woohoo!
You express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I'm sure.
I mean,
Oh.
it's
Yeah.
free conversation tonight
Yeah,
was
everybody-
beliefs,
everybody gets
drives.
one.
I
for
think
that.
I think everybody deserves.
It's
to do
two.
that.
We all had at least two conversations.
It was like
That is fair.
80% of the
Counted.
session.
That's fair. Okay.
It's
And then I know 3 of you are going to get this last one. You struggled with
Yeah.
this your vice or traumas.
Yeah, you did.
oh, it's happening. I have 2 pips in resolve now.
Hey!
Hey!
I've
Woo.
taken a playbook level up.
Hey!
Nice.
I'm real
Take a
close
move.
on that.
I'm gonna take a move this
Get
time.
some more moves. I'm excited to see because I know all of you get the chance at some point to start taking moves from like other playbooks and stuff too.
You have to put
So,
3 advancements into it.
hmm
I thought it was that you could do it 3 times.
Yeah, I thought you could do it 3 times.
Oh, is it?
That's right.
Interesting.
Oh, is it that you can do it 3 times?
I'm gonna look it up.
Let's double check.
Yeah,
'cause
keep going. I'm gonna look it
I
up.
thought it was that you
'Cause
had
I
to
was
put
like-
3 into it,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
but I was
too.
basing
was
that
all like,
purely off the sheet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check. Right now.
If that's the case, what the hell have I been doing? There are some things I've had my eye on.
Oh my god, I'm a dumbass. I'm not a dumbass. I'm very kind and to myself and
You're
have-
wonderful.
I'm okay.
Is it
that
like
makes
how?
a lot more sense.
Okay,
Makes a
so
lot
it
more
is the way it
sense.
is. So you put 1 in, you get a upgrade. You put 2 in, you up to a max of 3.
Dear
Yep.
Lord, this changes everything.
That
It
makes
changes
a lot
the
of sense.
game.
Where's the rule on that? Sid? I was looking at the.
Oh,
I
it
looking
was.
at-
I literally just went to like Cutter and. Oh, shit,
Okay,
I've
because
lost
I
it
know
now.
some of them
What's this at?
do have them.
Alright, hang on.
I put a pip into that a while ago.
PC advancement? No, I want character sheets.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I've lost you now.
It's veteran, right?
Veteran.
Yes. Veteran.
I think there's a like. I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure there's something for like additional advance. Like I don't know if it's on the characters' sheets. Some books give you that by default, but I think that's also like an advanced advancement option. I'll look it up. We'll talk about it after. So did that. Van, do you want to go over the crew
Yeah.
advancement questions?
Yeah. Execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft.
Not today.
No, not today.
No. Contend with challenges above your current station.
Not yet.
We did go to war. Does that count?
We're contending.
Today was official go to war day.
That is true. Sure.
We drew.
Oh.
We did draw first blood in some altercations. We
True.
have. I was gonna say we haven't done any contending yet, but Fume absolutely had a knife pulled on him.
Yeah, you did fight a guy. Okay, 1 for that. So we level up. We only need a 1.
Nice.
Empty that out. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. Our reputation is flamboyant and loyal. So bolster or develop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we did loyal a bunch for each other, but I don't know if that counts.
Interesting.
We spent a lot of time being like, okay, we're for real though. We're on the same team.
Yeah, we did all like hold hands a little bit.
We did all hold hands and get along, like not
there
in
were-
the not in the Unity Lounge or whatever we're calling it.
Unity Den.
This was
The Unity
a-
Den, thank you.
If this was a powered by the apocalypse system, and we were asking, did you grow closer with your teammates?
Oh,
or
the
move
bond
away
would
from them?
be through the roof.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think we grew closer.
The alarming message pops up above. Everyone said, Fume will now die for you.
What?
Val, do you have opinions?
No, I'm good. I'm fine with that.
Okay, I'll give us one. Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I think we do that every episode.
That
Well,
one's.
good.
I think that specific is like written too, like in the description of it. Is like it's a broad one that like. That's kind of like, did you attend the session? Like,
Well, it's did you attend the session, but also did you like participate in a way is what I was trying to say. Participate in a way that like lends itself to that.
yeah.
When you gotta
did.
wait for it's your turn, but you want to do the thing, participate.
No. I did just find it. It's. Sorry, I had to go to the Blades in the Dark. Specifically, it takes 3 advancements to take a veteran advance.
Got it.
So,
Okay.
yeah, right. Yeah, you have to do it 3 times, and then you get a veteran advancement. Because there are some playbooks that just give you a veteran, like you as one of your advancements, you can take one from another playbook. But I think everyone gets the ability to lock in 3 advancements
Spend 3
to
and
take
take
one.
another.
Got it.
So you have to really want it.
You got
Yes.
one it. Got it.
We leveled up
I
with the
keep
crew,
on-
though.
Woo!
Woo.
Ooh, that's exciting. Oh, what did we want? What did we want next? We had plans, didn't we?
You got it.
Synergy.
Yeah, we were gonna take synchronized. When you perform a group action, you may count multiple 6s from different rolls as a critical success.
That makes a lot of sense
Yep.
on account of all of the holding hands and growing closer that we did today.
We've also got a couple of overlaps, which would really do well.
So I will say,
Yeah.
our crew does also have a veteran option. But for the crew, it only takes 2.
Oh.
instead
That's
of 3.
cool.
Do we want to lock in synchronized?
I thought we locked in veteran at some point and said that we were going to put a point somewhere else.
Nope, that was steady.
Steady, got it.
Which is the one that we spend 3 and gives us an extra stress box.
Okay.
So we can take synchronized, or steady is an upgrade, so we could put 2 in steady and have the extra stress box.
Yeah.
That's rough.
I mean, I'm open for either right now, considering we're at fucking war, so maybe an extra stress box would be apt for the moment. But we have been looking.
Doing a lot
at-
of group option roles
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. So we've been eyeing synchronized for a while.
You know what? Let's put off the stress box one more time so that Val has one
Time to
more
give y'all
chance.
trauma.
One
And
more time.
RJ
I
has one
am
more
guar-
chance to get trauma.
Listen, I'm gonna do everything I fucking can in this job to give y'all trauma.
See, that's where you're going wrong. You're working too hard. If you just make it like impossible, RJ will just do it for you.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right. Are we locking in synchronized?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Do it.
All right. We can crit on group actions now.
Woo!
Yay!
And
Oh,
they
that's so
don't have to,
exciting.
and they are multiple 6s from different rolls.
Hey!
Yes.
Does
Imagine
not-
like
does not
the
have to be the same
critical
person.
hits just rolling in. Oh,
It's all
Ugh.
coming together.
Sexy. Let's do it.
just checking.
Love it.
Just checking.
All right.
I also know what ability I'm taking.
Can't wait.
All right. Let's do stars and wishes.
Oh boy.
Who wants first?
I am throwing a flurry of shurikens tonight, but specifically to Sid and Van for Glass and Salome. Holy shit, that conversation felt like it was written. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that was very good. Also, no, someone's gonna star it. Someone will definitely star it. Where, my wish, I had one. Come back to me on it.
Great, I've
Okay.
got my star.
Go for it.
That's how we keep rent low.
There we go! There we go! There we go!
That was the funniest shit I have heard literally in the last month. Like,
So fucking good.
and also true.
Yeah.
You gotta imagine that Grackle, like, doing target practice up on the roof every now and then keeps the fucking rent a little bit lower because there's gunshots going on.
That's it. We're
Right.
moving.
It was so real. It was so real, and that's what made it funny.
So good.
Is listen, I.
So fucking
Whew. Oh man, that hit in just an
That was
incredible
really good.
way.
We were all
Um,
hurting after that. It was good.
The whole conversation between Grackle and Glass I thought was so fun, and genuine and really nice, and that just like lent an extra level of like of greatness to it. So yes, wonderful.
Did we bond? Was that bonding?
Is that bonding? It might have been.
Hey,
I think we did.
I don't really know why Grackle was drinking. So like, no, I'm getting attached.
Uh-oh. I think Sheila likes me. My wish
my wish.
is directly based on the new ability that I took. So Val, we're gonna have to talk about it. Because I took Ritual which lets me study an occult ritual or create a new one to summon a supernatural effect or being. I begin with one ritual already learned, and I can
All right.
learn more.
We
So
need to make you a ritual.
my wish is I want, especially since I've changed my vice to the weird, I want some opportunities for Glass to just go, we're going full weird. We're going full supernatural.
I love it. Yeah, you and I can talk after the stream because the way that it works is there are a series of questions that we ask each other to create the ritual.
Yeah,
That's rad as fuck.
That's
Yeah,
so
it's so good.
fun!
It's so good. I want to
Yeah.
sit down and do it.
I
and
also want to.
My wish is to get to keep doing it because
You will. Well, I did just find out something because I did a little more digging because the initial read was wrong. You can take 3 so you don't have to do 3. You can actually take unlimited advancements from other playbooks.
What?
They could only fit. John Harper specifically said he could just only fit 3 on the sheet. But initially, Blades in the Dark was made to be a classless system. But they added classes after playtesting because the feedback was people wanted a class to start off with, but created the option of the veteran advancement to essentially give people the option to create their character however they wanted. So you can take the veteran advancements as many times as you want.
I guess that's what I'm gonna be doing then.
Hell
It
yes.
does
okay,
feel
John,
like
I see you.
get advancements really easily if you try.
That's so based. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
essentially it's just like because there's not really you can't really min-max this game. Like it's just like there's so much like RJ, I know you took that as a challenge, but
Bro,
like the game is not
min-maxing.
meant to
Whoa,
be. I would say the game is not
veteran.
meant to be min-maxed. It's meant to be very RP based, and the idea was like give you the fluidity to make your character however you want to make them. So yeah, just found that little bit of Blades in the Dark lore.
So it is 3 pips, or it is not 3 pips?
Well, so each pip essentially signifies that you have taken an advance from another playbook.
He could just only
well,
fit 3 of
but
them on the sheet.
You could just only put 3 on the bottom. 3 looked better on the sheet, which is why they just put 3 there. And most games wouldn't go to that point of playing that long to take 20 advancements from another playbook. But
Armed with this knowledge, can I rework a couple of things for Fume
Sure.
then?
yeah,
Thank you.
I'm fine with that. If you want to redo some stuff, we can talk about it after the stream.
Essentially, I don't want to take Psyker. I want Physiker. I wanted to take something else.
Sure.
That's it.
Yeah. Very cool. Who's tossing on? I know I just do.
I got my wish.
Go for it.
Everyone else.
It's gonna sound out of pocket, but I really wish for a Duskfall Thief Olympics.
Okay.
Like an organized one?
Like an organized one between the crime syndicates. All right, so this is who's the top people in their crews.
Yeah, once a year there's Duskfall's top thief, and people enter themselves into doing.
And then they
a
get
series of
immediately
challenges.
arrested.
Or murdered.
The way that I see this working, in lore, is that every year there's just kind of a universally accepted job that everybody goes for. And then whoever
Yeah.
gets it first is the quote unquote winner that year.
Because I want to submit Fume as clockwork in this event.
Yes!
Yeah, well, I like the idea. It's one of the powerful factions. Essentially, it's maybe even slightly an audition thing. It's they put. it
Oh,
out there
yeah,
and be
like they wanna
"All right,
swipe
Here's the
potential."
challenge. This is happening, and this is what you have to do. Whoever does it first.
And it's always something that sounds borderline impossible.
Yeah, like stealing the underwear of the Lord Governor or something like that.
Yeah.
Someone did it though.
Fucking love it.
I just put that in my notes for future job because
Yes.
I absolutely love that idea.
Thief
Incredible.
Olympics.
Perfect, awesome.
I know what my wish was.
Go for
Very rarely do we use wishes for regrets. I wish that I had hunted down one of those guys that hurt Fume and killed him. because
Yeah.
that's 2 XP of vengeance that we passed up on, baby.
I
If
see
you
now.
had gotten a 6 on that, I would have let you like get to them before they got there. You would have had the option too.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's
Shoulda,
fine.
coulda, woulda.
My star is a little bit loosey-goosey, a little bit wishy-washy. I just really like how the party is begrudgingly coming together. I really liked that, like, during break we all went like, we should try and make sure that there's a scene with everybody. Like, we should try and do a scene with everybody. And I was like, that's actually really nice. I like that kind of thing. I
Yeah.
like going into downtime and being like, all right, like, what's our goal here? What do we do? Like, planning things out just a little bit so that we can improvise more effectively. I liked that.
Yeah, it was a good setup. And yeah, I mean, y'all are always welcome to, like, at the start of downtime be like, all right, which direction are we going, before we get into like actual score planning. So I did really like that, and I liked y'all doing all those scenes with each other. Very good.
Good stuff. And just like mechanically we were killing it during sorry, before I say that was more free play. We were killing it mechanically during downtime.
Yes,
Just really happy with how things went today.
it's great. Who else?
I think I'm last.
I think so.
My star goes to Drunk Grackle, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Grunkle.
Drunkle.
Alternatively, Grunk.
Grunk.
Grunk!
Grunk! Oh no!
Do you want to be Grunk?
All right, Grunk.
If
That's
you-
just what we call Grackle when she's drunk.
It's fun
like,
to
all
say.
right, Grunk. Okay.
It's fun to say.
Yeah.
It really
Would
is.
the phrase "grunk is back on the payroll" pass between the 3?
I really like the idea of, like, you putting on a, like, Emperor's New Groove, like, Kronk persona when you're drunk.
I went to
no.
a sport, and I went to Gronk, who's
Oh,
like
yeah.
an extremely powerful man.
I was thinking of Grackle sneaking around making her own theme music.
Pinned against the wall.
I intentionally
Secret,
I had an option.
Secret. Shh, shh, shh.
I had an option to upgrade my prowl today, and I was like, no, skirmish.
No.
But you could be
Uh,
Gronk.
Skirmish.
Could be Gronk.
I fucking love it. No, again, all kidding aside, it was an absolutely lovely, heart-wrenching, vulnerable moment that
God.
we got to see from Grackle, and holy shit.
This is what happens when I get stir crazy.
That one hit me in the heart.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Once again, saddling you with emotions that Grackle's not willing to
Deal
confront.
with other people's trauma.
Yeah.
Here are my emotions. Here is my object. What's the fucking quote? The object of
My sentiment.
of sentiment.
It's an object
You have to
of
promise
sentiment.
me not to acknowledge this until someone is dead. That is
Listen,
what
I
you
know-
did to me
Death
today.
flag. Death flag. I'm starting to think
Listen.
that when we ask if you struggled with your vice or trauma, Salome should get to include other people's trauma in hers.
It basically belongs to her now. People keep on trying to like foist it off onto her.
Oh, so good.
Ugh.
Oh boy. Did you get a wish?
Oh no, I didn't. My wish. I'm waiting for the big thing. I feel like us being at war should feel like the big thing, but I don't know if it's hubris or not, but it doesn't necessarily feel like the big thing. But we have so many big things in the works right now, like eventual evisceration of the Baron and, you know, demons, gods. There's a lot. But I am, like, dealing with anxiety as a human being. I hate always feeling like the other shoe's about to drop. But as a player, I'm really excited for one of the many other shoes that are in the air right now to drop.
They're all
So-
out there. Yeah, there's a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's one of the things I like the most about the system is the encouragement to have things develop behind the scenes. And I've always got something cooking.
And then
So.
whack us with it, and it's great.
Excellent. I think that's everyone. There were so many good quotes today, but I would be a fool if I did not make it, and that's how we keep rent low.
No, read the whole thing.
Grackle
there's a
gently pushes glass down into cover, and that's how we keep rent low. that
You have
like
to.
any quote that just like sends the entire table, I have to like
You have to.
I have to give it to that.
Oh yeah.
But there were so many today.
We all said some really cool shit today.
Everybody said some really good stuff.
I mean, don't sleep on that's the power of horses, baby.
That doesn't even feel like the same session.
No.
At this point.
No.
Hey, if you can work 4-hour sessions into your schedule,
Do
GMs
it.
at home, holy shit, do it.
That extra hour really gives us.
It's
so much,
just
so much
enough
writing.
to play,
It really
Yeah.
is.
to really play in the space.
Yeah. Well, all right, y'all. That's going to be it for us. We are well over time. Thank you, everyone out there, for watching. We will be back. I think our next time we'll be live will be Monday with Red Jenny for the Dragon Age TTRPG. I will not be running it this week. Sita will, so come show him your support there, as well as the rest of our cast for the Red Jenny or the Origins of Red Jenny origin story. And throughout the rest of the week for all of our other shows. And obviously join us back here next Saturday to continue this Ding Dang game. Thank you to my lovely players for making this game as much of a joy to run as ever. I love this game so fucking much. We will see everyone back here in 1 week. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.